See, John's already screwing everything up. You know why?
Why?
He's not wearing a hoodie. Everyone else is wearing a hoodie.
You didn't say I had to wear a hoodie.
Listen, it's just a trend. But anyway, welcome back to another edition of the Boys in the Big Apple podcast, everybody. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Armand, Jacob, Daniel, share out, like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. A lot of shit to talk about today. Especially about that green team in New York, which we'll definitely be getting to at some point. Probably be one of the first topics offhand. The Knicks, of course, are up 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It is draft week. I think that's one of the more exciting parts. But that means that at the end of draft week, we won't have football talk for a little while unless something really big happens. But I'm going to zip my lips, and I'm going to throw it to Donald for first thoughts.
I can't wait to deep dive into who everyone thinks everyone's going to go for in the draft. It's a murky scene. There's so many variables and possible trade scenarios, and what if this guy goes where and where the other dominoes fall. So that's going to be very interesting to watch as the week progresses. But as for the Knicks, what an awesome achievement it is to go 3 games to one up on the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell is lost. He already looks like he's pissed at the scenario and the situation he's in right now, which is just excellent. And the Knicks are playing as a team. They really have. The Yankees, be interesting to hear the panel's thoughts on the Yankees. Little bit, I'm not really sure how to feel about them right now. A little ups and downs here. A little bit up, a little bit down. So we'll be doing deep dive into that as well. But as always, whoever's here in the chat, you got to hit the like button. That's just a fact. You just have to hit the like button and sub up if you haven't already done so. And we'll pass to the next guy.
All right, Luker, master of Ovaltine.
Aaron fucking Rodgers, baby. Let's go. Yes, we are going to talk about it once we get into the NFL. I am happy as fuck. If this week ends with Aaron Rodgers being a Jet, the Jets having a good draft, the Knicks and Rangers completing their series against their respective teams, I'm going to be a happy camper. But let's see what happens with these playoff series. The Rangers obviously down 1-0. The Knicks are 1 game away from moving on to the second round for the first time since 2013. I am excited. Let's go Jets. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Rangers. John.
I guess the Yankees don't exist, but
John, drink up. Aaron Rodgers.
That was a beautiful speech from Luker right there, from my guy right here.
Done on purpose.
I know it was. I know. The Aaron Rodgers trade has turned me. I put on a jersey.
I got
for the occasion.
Surprise.
You have a surprise.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Oh God.
All right. Here we go. What's he bringing out?
Well, while he does that, give me the trade details because I haven't come across.
Sure, I will pull it up right now because the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, pick number 15, and a 2023 fifth-round pick, which is pick 170. The Packers get pick 13, so it's a first-round pick swap. A 2023 second-round pick, so that's pick 42. Pick 207, a conditional 2024 second-round pick that becomes a first if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays.
John?
Yes. What is that? I can't even...
What do you think he's doing, John?
No, he's not. Oh, my God. No,
All
he's
right,
not.
I'm ripping the hole. I have to do this because Aaron Rodgers is in New York.
Sounds
Jets.
He's
really
coming
horrible.
out of retirement.
That's very, very
He's coming
daunting.
out of retirement. It's gonna ruin the hoodie. He's gonna spill it all over. But you know what? Let him.
The chat already knows.
All right. Still working on the hole. I'm almost done.
Oh God! Out of context, that sounds so terrible.
Oh my God!
All right. Well, Jets must mess no.
I hope you clip that audio, Alex.
It's gonna happen.
All right. Nothing's dripping.
Dude, what do you need a drill?
Oh God!
Aaron Rodgers is not getting 12, by the way. Hold on. Let me get
Essentially, this is what it is.
You know what? Just throw everything we had out. It's gonna take him about an hour to do this. So
Dude, do you need a drill or something?
Oh,
Hold on. I'm opening the can.
Okay, that's cleaner.
look at the chat.
Yep, I failed. Done.
What do you mean done? That was 2 seconds.
This is a disaster celebration.
Forget
What
it.
the hell was that?
You're not even gonna do it. After all
I did a part of it.
What do you
mean a part of it?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What do you? Where's the rest of it?
It's still in there.
That's what she said.
What are we doing?
Yeah, exactly what you said. What, 2 seconds?
You know what? How about this? I'll redo it, but it's going to be in a separate video. I wasn't prepared. I over.
It was your plan.
Oh no. There's this comment. We have already driven off of the.
I'm doing this later on, by the way.
Forget the road.
The track.
Forget the road. Forget the road. We're off the cliff. Okay. We're
Yeah.
like what's that movie? With Susan Sarandon and that other one. Damn it. Fuck, man.
That's a good movie, actually.
What? I can't think of it. And I watched it once. Damn it, man.
Where they drove
What?
off the cliff together?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched that a couple years ago. It's a good movie.
Does anybody know that? Damn it, man.
I do not. I apologize.
So it's either one of us is gonna get it or somebody in chat. And he's wiping up the mess. He's wiping. Thelma and Louise. Thank you, Brad.
All right.
Thelma and Louise. That's the one.
Yeah, we're off the cliff like Thelma and Louise. Luca is cleaning up the mess
That he made.
that he made. But going through a couple of comments here. And there goes the pod's script 5 seconds in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty
Can't wait
much.
for the Jets to jet.
Oh,
God,
fuck you.
Ronald Taco 2 Pump Jump.
That sounds about right.
Luca's a bitter, not a swallower.
Oh, no.
If this is what Luca's celebration is now, what happens when...
Did we ever do a drink up? Did we ever do this? Did we ever do a drink up?
Well, no, you were too busy poking a hole in there.
All right, Jets fans, drink up to Aaron Rodgers. We finally got him after a month of hell.
Cheers, my guy.
If I'm going to be completely transparent, that was the whole Aaron Rodgers experience right there.
That really was.
Basically couldn't get the we knew he was going to shotgun. That he couldn't poke a hole, which means they couldn't get the compensation and everything done. But
It took about a month to get the hole in. They were fighting over the compensation.
Oh my God. This is very
Listen,
odd.
it was a blessing in disguise, technically, if you want to call it that.
So how do you feel about the 2024 first-round pick, essentially? Because he's going to play 65% of your snaps. How do you feel about 24 first-round pick and giving up plus the 23 seconds?
We can get into that, actually. So John obviously listed the details. Regarding the 2024 pick that could become a first, I think, in my opinion, like some people have said this, like Connor Hughes of the Jets beat, maybe Rodgers told him he wants to play 2 years. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it's official or anything, but if he's playing 2 years, that'll work out. If he's only playing 1 year, that's definitely risky because if Dwayne Brown's going to be a starting tackle and then leave next year, you need a starting tackle. But we'll see. I want you
to tell Donald one detail about Rodgers going to the Jets, because I don't think he knows this detail yet.
He's wearing the number 8, and he's the best number 8 in all of New York.
You're not going to get an argument from me.
Listen, I'll go to bat for my QB, but right there, I mean, to be fair, yeah, Rodgers is the better number 8. It's so weird, though. But that means they're not going to get over the curse of Joe Namath.
Probably not. Win.
We can still win.
Still. We're doing good, Booyah. We're doing good.
What's up, my guys?
Luca and John, thing is, what happens if this doesn't go well and they suck?
I'm not going to answer that, actually, because I'm in happy mode right now.
I'm happy, but when Salah does mess it up for me, I'm going to put the helicopter over his house and ruin his life.
Like the second, first is risky, especially if Salah and Douglas get fired. 08, was that open, or did he get it from somebody? Kind of funny that they're both 8. Elijah Moore was traded this offseason, so that's where they got the number 8 from. Still
It is
weird.
a little bit weird that both
Yeah.
quarterbacks in New
David
York
said he could
number
have
8.
it too.
Right, and
Yep.
So,
apparently that's the number he wore at Cal. So, I guess
that is true.
I guess Rodgers gave the mutual respect thing.
Yeah, I think the Jets will play good and make the playoffs. Did he not
Well,
get permission for
to
number
me,
12?
I think that
He did.
No, he did. He did.
He
No,
did.
Namath said it on radio. He's like, "I'll give Aaron Rodgers permission to wear number 12."
I
But
never got to get Angry John's first thoughts, because I know his Mets lost yesterday. His Rangers aren't doing so good.
They're
The
losing
Jets are a
1-0
different story,
right
and then
now.
there's the Knicks.
You know what? Just throw out all my first thoughts. Let's get into the Rodgers, okay? Let's just go ahead. We already touched upon it.
All right.
First off, this is just amazing because, I mean, you talk about a team that was just so inept at the quarterback position. I mean, we had Zach Wilson. We had Sam Darnold. We had
Geno Smith,
We
Ryan
had
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick. We had Josh McCown. We had Bryce Petty. We had Hackenberg. We had Mark Butt Fumble Sanchez. We had all the bloozers, all the bums, the hacks, the putrid quarterback play. And now for once I could sit up there and either watch or go to a game. And now I can say, hey, we actually won't look like an embarrassment out there for once. They can't. Not with him. They can't. So that's my initial reaction from it. And in terms of the trade itself, I wouldn't have wanted to give up 2 firsts. I know it's a conditional second, but I expect it to be a first. I think we all do. I don't think, I think he's gonna play 65%, obviously. But again, if you're going all in, go all in, and at least have a direction. So I do give them credit for that. So.
Yeah, I definitely give him credit too for pulling off the big move. I mean, John and I were arguing weeks back, when Derek Carr signed and John was upset, and I was like, "Don't be upset. We're getting Aaron Rodgers." And John had kind of an opinion in mind. He wanted Rodgers too, but Carr as well. So it's definitely interesting. What I find interesting, John, is Corey Davis is not in the deal, so I want to see what the Jets do with him, because our wide receiver room right now is McCole Hardman, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, and Corey Davis as the 4. You got Denzel Mims as a 5 receiver. I'd be very interested to see what they do with Corey Davis. Do they keep him? Do they restructure his contract? I'm very interested to see what happens there. What do you think should happen?
I think they're going to cut him.
Really?
Yeah, you can get the Wingo can get the credit. I mean, do you want Corey Davis? Personally, I don't.
I thought you were okay with keeping him, but I get
Do you guys know where your cap room is at right now?
$8 million before the trade.
$8 million before the trade.
I'd have to look, if I'm being honest.
So
maybe you could cut Davis to kind of like save some cap room, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I'm not sure how much it saves. I have to check. I can do that right now. But
unless you do some restructures, which the Giants probably did today.
Key factor into this trade. This was tweeted out by Play Like a Jet. Looks like the Jets gave up on the give back protections, and Green Bay gave in on accepting a conditional first-round pick instead of a straight-up first. Both teams can move on with their lives and stop yelling at each other. So in the way, both sides kind of gave in to each other, as the details stated. John, what do you think of that?
Well, we didn't lose this year. It's funny because we also didn't lose this year's first-round pick, which is something I didn't want to do, just because I thought we could use – and we're obviously going to get into the draft and whatnot, but I thought we could use a tackle at that spot because I think that's the main concern with this team. Now that we have Rodgers, we need to fix that position. It was a revolving door of a mess last year. I don't want to go through the 5th round rookies, the Becton Blobs, okay, the Dwayne Browns who ponders retirement. Like, come on, like let's settle this down. Let's protect our quarterback. Who's what? He's 39, right?
Yes.
So it's not like he's going to get younger and more athletic.
I'm pretty sure you could save something like $10 million from Corey Davis.
Okay, I'm
So
fine
you
with
can
that.
make that work. But would you make or let me suggest this. I'm not sure if Denver would do this, but would you trade Corey Davis and maybe like a second or a third for Jerry Jeudy, someone who could burn guys?
No.
You wouldn't.
No. I don't want to be giving up draft picks for guys that haven't proven shit.
Alex.
Like a second? No.
Well, I mean, I just want to get some comments real quick, and I have this proposal now. Tell me if because we got an even number of Jet and Giant fans here. Who calls to motion Week 1 Giants Jets 9/11 Monday Night Football?
That would be a fucking great game.
I mean, would the NFL actually do that?
Probably
love
not,
that.
because the NFL does the NFL's things.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
there's, like, common
I
sense.
mean, that's why I asked that. So.
Would you be? That could work. I'm not sure if I want to be too comfortable, quote unquote, celebrating that. If you know what I mean, that day.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did it with the Mets and Yankees a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So, you know,
it
that's
worked.
where
It's true. It did work.
yeah. So, let's see. I can see Jets Patriots Week 1. That would be sick. Shout out to Jeffrey in the chat, by the way, and also shout out to Justin Smith for sharing us out. Boomer said the Jets are probably going to get
Adam
primetime
Schefter
games.
said at least the maximum the primetime games the Jets are going to get is at least 6. Maximum 6 primetime games.
Oh, damn.
And most people see that the Sunday Night Football drought is going to be over and the Jets
I
are going
say
to get
between
Yeah,
3 and
I
4
have to
primetime
imagine.
games.
What happened?
I say between 3 and 4 primetime games for the Jets. Is that too low?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get 6.
No.
No, not 6. I say 3 or 4.
But how many did Denver get?
A lot. I think
Oh
like
God,
7.
that's a good
It felt
question.
like they got 17, to be honest. Like every week seems like prime time for them.
That's why no
I'm
one.
gonna take
God,
a look, actually.
That Thursday Night Football game against the Colts was terrible.
We got.
They thought that the Russell Wilson trade was going to be like revolutionary for the NFL, and it was a total dud. And they got every primetime game imaginable, and it was awful every week.
I don't know how many times they played on Sunday Night Football, but outside of that, I think they got something like they got Thursday night once and then 2 Monday nighters.
I know they played.
And they all lost. They lost all of those, by the way. I just want to keep you guys.
Of course they did.
Anyways, with that, John, 2 questions. Obviously, one's going to go with the draft. First one, and this anybody can answer this on the panel. We'll obviously have a little debate about this. Where do you see the Jets piling up in the AFC?
Whew. Well, I say they're in the upper tier now. Obviously, I don't think we're better than the Chiefs, Bengals, and Bills. But other than that, I can't find an other team that's better than them.
That's fair.
And that should be the expectation.
I was going to say like 3 to 5 because the Bills have a tendency to choke in the playoffs. I think the Jets are going to make a serious run of the division this year. The Chargers, I don't trust, obviously, with Brandon Staley's head coach. What's the Raven? What are the Ravens going to do with Lamar? And obviously, he hasn't officially signed yet, but it's most likely going to trend that way. Is he going to be healthy off that knee injury? So there's a lot of uncertainty there. Bengals, you obviously mentioned they're ahead of us, and I agree with that. I think we're better than Miami. Out west, I don't think there's really any team other than the Chiefs that is like scary to me, if I have to be
What about
honest.
Cincinnati?
I said Cincinnati's ahead of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, 2 teams are ahead of us, Cincinnati and Kansas City right now.
See, the thing with me is, in terms of the AFC, I'm probably still gonna put the Bills over. And I know I was the one who made that. I was the one who made that joke about Jim from American Pie, and basically that's the Bills every time in the playoffs. But
Yes.
I just don't know how the experience is going to be for the Jets, and I know that's a stupid excuse, but I'm definitely taking the Bengals, and I'm definitely taking the Chiefs over the Jets right now in terms of the AFC as how it stacks up. I'm not taking the Chargers. I'm not taking anyone from the AFC South. That's definitely not.
Yeah.
The Ravens is like, I feel like the Dolphins have potential, but Tua needs to stay healthy. So you have at least 2, maybe 3.
I can respect that. I mean, they should. I mean, they should be a top team now in the AFC. You get a quarterback. You get a quarterback like this. It's really no excuses no more.
Donald, how do you think the Jets stack up in the AFC after this trade?
I'm with John and Alex on this one, where I think it's like they're definitely outside the three of the Chiefs, Bengals. I'd put the Bills there after that. Then you could slot the Jets in there, and I believe in the 4 to 5 range, depending on Miami's health. Possibly 5 if Miami stay healthy. 4 if they continue to struggle at the quarterback position. Either way, the Jets are a lock on for the playoffs. As long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy.
We'll finally have a season where they'll be in the fucking playoffs.
As long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, which is no guarantee considering his age.
That's correct.
But as long as he plays to the back of his football card, then the Jets will make the playoffs. As to how far they get in the playoffs, well, we have to wait and see. But I don't have them above those 3 teams. Still, you have to take that as a massive win for the Jets. I think just making the playoffs and being competitive again will be a big thing for the organization. So that's where I got them. Got them in the 4 to 5 range. I think they're ahead of Baltimore because Baltimore have so many issues right now, and they're just kind of a mess of the organization. The Chargers are kind of up in the air because obviously my main man, my favorite guy, has demanded a trade. So I don't know if he's going to get traded or not. And Staley's a terrible coach, but they've got a really good team on paper. And that's something that could really trouble the Jets. So that's another one. So there's only like 6 good teams, and the Jets are one of them, in my opinion.
Now, I'm going to ask this question. I'll get to the chat in a little bit, guys, also as well. Also, shouts to 2 giant goofballs.
No, he won't. Stop it. Cut the crap.
Dumb take.
Speaking from the...
there were some jealous Giant fans out there. It's not you guys. It's not you guys. Not you or Donald. But we got, it's a win for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is going to be destroyed by the New York media. Kiss my ass.
Shout outs to Anthony in the chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Fellow president of SFC TV.
Another Jets fan. Let's go.
My question is this. Who is the best quarterback in the NFC?
Ooh, good question.
See, you know what? It was funny on Twitter because I was scrolling through my feed and there was that exact question posed. And someone put a Dak gif, Cowboys fan, typical. Then somebody replies, Are you going to say who the best quarterback is, or are you just going to put a gif of Dak?
Good response.
Would it be Jalen Hurts?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking Hurts too.
Because I think all the better quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Well, yeah, by far. Let's see.
Because he's the best in his own division.
Murray,
Kirk Cousins is up there. I don't know.
That's sad. Speaking from the
yeah. Is he better than Hurts?
Who?
I don't think so.
I'm taking. I might take Hurts, honestly. Like Chad is free to answer as well. I mean, no, it's got to be Hurts at this point. And
if Stafford were healthy, I would have considered him. But
Matt, who would you? Because I know Matt's disagreeing a little bit. Who would you put as the best QB?
Jones.
What? Oh God!
No, he said he's probably thinking Daniel Jones is
not.
Like, there's so many ifs and buts and candies and nuts because like Stafford could be one of them, but he's not healthy, so you can't say that.
It's sad that Carr might actually be in the top 5 of best quarterbacks in the NFC.
Yeah, Carr too.
Kirk Cousins. Jared Goff is kind of underrated. He had an underrated season last year.
Yeah, I like Goff actually. To be fair, I liked him with the Lions anyway.
I kind of got to see who plays well this season in the NFC.
There's no consensus.
I'm hearing, and it's pretty hot on the wire right now. I'm hearing the Vikings would love to trade up for a quarterback. So how locked in on Cousins are they?
I don't know how much of a smokescreen that is, but like, what? In my opinion, I could see that, Donald, and I saw that exact same report. But also, in my argument, is like it possibly being a smokescreen. Like, what's the point? Like, who are you trying to entice to trade up for a quarterback?
Yeah, I will preface this and say I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's even like interest in other quarterbacks means that are they as locked in on Kirk Cousins as you would think if he was clearly the best quarterback in the NFC?
Right.
Yeah, I like the comment here from Matt Riley. Because Goff is up there too, and remember he did go to a Super Bowl. Whew.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goff is probably. It's close though. It's close. I don't
I
want to
think
say
he's got Goff too, but I'm kind of closer with what Matt's saying, so I'm glad he was not biased there and then go Daniel Jones. I would still go Hurts just for the season he had, but then I think after that I'd go Goff and then Cousins.
it's a coin flip between Hurts
Cousins
and
over
and Goff.
Carr.
Oh yeah.
There's an argument to be made to be fair, but I was going to say to one of Giants' comments and goofballs, I didn't say to you specifically when it came to the Giants fans, bad mouthing Aaron Rodgers on Twitter, but I was talking about your comments saying that he's going to get eaten up by the New York media. No, he won't. He doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't care. He didn't care about ESPN. You think he's going to care about the New York?
That's
media?
right, Gino.
Oh my god, Gino.
He's
The
another
fact
one.
that-
It's like one season. That's my issue.
I don't know, man. I think the Seahawks are going to go quarterback.
Really? No, I have a different pick. I'm not going to spoil it, but I know my pick is in agreement with John's. So
I will preface this for my little mock draft. We're going to do a little bit later, and obviously we have our own. I do have the Vikings trading up, but it's not for a quarterback.
I think I know the position. I'm
Yeah.
gonna shut my mouth though. Hurts had one good
I know,
season
'cause you
too.
told me
Yeah,
so.
every little quarterback that we pick out of here literally has a variable. It's like, oh well, this guy's good, but one season.
That's why AFC is king.
Brock Purdy.
He's already
Exactly.
one of the top.
He probably he's who knows
That's
if he's gonna
sad.
play this year.
That's a little sad.
Gino or Derek?
Derek Carr. Gino had one good season.
I mean, I could say that. Yeah, we'll be doing the draft all 3 days.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But
The reason why I say Seahawks, right, is Todd McShay actually said so. He says, I have a strong sense Seattle will not leave the first round without a quarterback, either Stroud or Anthony Richardson in that spot. If both are gone, then they'll go pivot to defense. So the fact that Todd McShay's hearing that kind of has swayed my decision making in that way, because I don't know if they've totally settled on Gino.
I mean, they did sign him to a big contract. Also, Donald, your mic is a little fuzzy, but they signed him to a big contract, so it's like, let's see. I'm a Raiders fan, so I'm biased. Well, thank you for admitting. Dak is a league leader in interceptions. Got a point. Yeah, I just covered this with Donald, of course. Goff, Cousins, Hurts, Carr, Jones is top 5.
Is Jones better than Dak?
He can be, but I don't think as of right now.
I don't know if he's way clear for cut better. It's a toss up, but I agree that you know what, I'm in agreement with Matt Riley. I'll go Jared Goff as number 1. That does make sense. I like the I think he's probably the best pocket passer at least.
Good point by Goofballs. Last year, yes. Overall, no. Yeah. I mean, that just goes to the fact that Daniel Jones did not turn over the ball as many times as Dak Prescott did. But anything else to recap on this Rodgers subject? I know probably there's some more stuff you guys want to get into.
I was also going to ask John, does this change your trajectory on what you want the Jets to draft? Because the Jets also re-signed Connor McGovern today. Give your thoughts on that, John.
Well, to answer your first question, no, we need a fucking tackle. We need an offensive tackle badly. And in terms of the McGovern signing, I would have liked them to take the chance on Ben Jones, but it's a 1-year deal. He wasn't horrible, McGovern. He was like, he's one of those players where it's like, he's not great, but he's not bad.
Right, he's middle of the pack.
He's meh. I guess that's the best word to describe it. Meh. But I mean, it's whatever, I guess. I don't think that I think this means they're not going to take like a center in like the second round, but maybe
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
they'll go. I think John, they'll go later on with it. I think they'll grab like a Jared Patterson maybe in the late rounds for a
Yeah.
development to sit behind a Connor McGovern for at least a year, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a 1 year deal to re-signing McGovern on. It's probably going to be not a lot of money because the market did not work out for him. But yeah, I was pretty met on this move because I originally wanted Ben Jones. I think Ben Jones is a better pass protector, but McGovern's a better run blocker. But I'm very interested to see what McGovern does with a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers under center.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that sentiment. And with this offensive line, like at times they look good, but at times they just look like dog shit. So
Right.
that's why I was kind of hoping for some improvements. But then again, we get the AVT back
Yes.
this year, who unfortunately he suffered that injury earlier in the season. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully Laken Tomlinson has a better season as well because we put money into him. So we'll see what we do at number 15 now.
Yeah, definitely. John, anything else you want to cover with the Jets?
One question I actually had for you. Okay. What's the expectation for you now?
My expectation, if I want to be honest, I'd say definitely above 9 wins. At least like a game back. I want the division. I want the division.
Oh yeah, no, obviously I want the division, but like where is like the least you'll settle for? The very bare minimum.
It's tough because you got to play it into 2 years. Like most people expect Aaron Rodgers to bring the Jets to be a Super Bowl contender. Mm-hmm. But with that, like if Rodgers can play 2 years, you can afford to, go. Let's just say the Jets go to the AFC Championship game and they lose. But then Rodgers comes back. He's like, okay, he has one more final shot of going to the Super Bowl and winning. So it's like it has to be one of those two options, in my opinion. But if it's 1 year, you got to win it. But if not, you don't win it this year and he retires, you still have foundational pieces you can use for the next quarterback. Obviously, we'll revisit that window when it comes, but that's how I feel about
it. Okay. That's fair assessment. Fair assessment.
I have something to showcase. It's a surprise.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Oh, boy is right. Oh, boy is right. I want to shout out a certain fan in the chat for inspiring this idea. Just give me 1 moment. It's downloading. All right. Are you guys ready? Again? It's nothing to do with the shotgun. I promise. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right. Let's remove the banner. It's uploading. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Matt, for that idea.
I hate Green Bay fans because of how cocky they were that they were going to get a first-round pick solely. But no,
You're being completely transparent.
I'm being completely transparent that I can't stand Packer fans. I'm glad I don't have to talk to those assholes. So yeah, no, I'm not a Packers fan. Alex, do you have that picture of Aaron Rodgers with the screwed up helmet?
Yes, I do.
You got to pull that up.
I got to upload it though. So real quickly, I just want to go, Luca. If you want to go through some comments while I upload.
Matt says you're welcome. What's going on, Almighty? Rodgers will be gone after next season. We'll see about that. Maybe he told Jets in private something different. Jacob says my realistic expectation is 1-15. Yeah, okay. We went 2-14. How many years ago? 6-10 Jets. Yeah, okay. At least a playoff win. Oh yeah, at least a playoff win. What I would love honestly is a playoff home game, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. We'll have to see, but there it is. Jets want to trade for Aaron Rodgers.
We get it.
But definitely, Jets, keep your expectations low. You're the Jets after all. You see, Brad, there's no reason to police us fans like that.
That is true, though. I usually am the pessimist.
You can keep – this is what I was saying about the Knicks, too. You can keep expectations reasonable, but I'm not having them fucking low. You don't have the right to police us because you don't tell fans how to fan. I don't tell you how to be a fan, so don't tell me how to be a fan.
Maybe
Brad-
Luca, he's jealous his team didn't get Rodgers.
Brad's just a company man right now, Michael K style.
Listen, I have my hopes up right now.
11-6 division title. At least one team goes worst to first every year, and the Jets will be that team. Really?
Thank you, Matt.
Wow.
Yes, Matt. You know what? Speak it into existence. There we go.
I'm not going to have my expectations low. I'm not one of those fans like, oh, have your expectations low so you can get disappointed. Then what's the fun in being a fan?
I mean, to be fair, though, in a different set of circumstances,
I know
my
the Jets are the
expectations for
Jets. I
Giants were
know,
low
but
this
I'm
year.
just saying, like, this is not any other year. We have Aaron Rodgers. Time to set the expectations high.
And if not, if they lose within the first few weeks, Luca's going to come on last year.
Because the same old Jets do not do this trade. The same old Jets signed Derek Carr, and he goes on to say to the New York media that he's not going to guarantee wins, which he did in New Orleans. So we're not doing safe picks anymore. We're going out. We're being aggressive. We want to fucking win.
Yeah. Rally the troops, Luca. Rally the troops. Stop calling me out like
That's
that.
not
Luca.
just you, Matt. I was not solely calling you out. We were not solely calling you out.
Any final thoughts on the Rodgers subject?
It's not the Rodgers subject, but I want to go to a little graphic that I think we can have a little warm-up group discussion about. SNY just released this. What are your guys' thoughts on this?
Yep.
Add to stream, Alex.
All right.
Pal, I saw this tomfoolery. This is a joke of a list.
If I'm going to be completely transparent, all right, you got to be completely transparent. Wait, hold on. Damn it, it's gone. Anyway, I don't know that Brunson, with all due respect, I respect what Brunson's been doing. I just feel like Judge has been around longer and he's done more for the Yankees. Am I evil for thinking that?
No,
I don't know. Well,
Anthony,
right, but what if Brunson gets the Knicks past the first round? Then you have an argument.
Yes, essentially.
Anthony Volpe is 5, Bridges is 3. What are we fucking talking about? What?
Why is Julius Randle at 6? He should be higher than Volpe.
I think
Randle, to be fair, Randle is done.
Call me a fucking asshole. Daniel Jones should be ahead of Volpe because Daniel Jones won a playoff game.
There's an argument.
My damn goalie should be ahead of a rookie shortstop. God damn it.
It's because all the hype and the popularity. That's what happened.
I agree
but
with
I don't
Jalen
give a
Brunson
shit
at
about
1.
that.
I agree with Brunson at 1.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if he gets the Knicks past the playoff series, he should stay at 1.
I've said this all along. New York is a Knicks town more than a Yankee town, in my opinion, because all of New York roots for the Knicks, whereas maybe like 70% of New York roots for the Yankees. So, like, I think in general, I think there's more Knicks fans that get more excited when the Knicks are good. There's more of the whole city is united more than if the Yankees are good. So I'm going to go Brunson 1. I'm going to go Judge 2. Bridges 3 is just hilarious. That's just
awful.
the cater to Brooklyn fans, where there's none. So we can put Bridges way down the list. I don't even know if he could make the list because he's only been here a couple of weeks. Really, he's been here for a cup of coffee. So I'm sorry, I'm not having Mikhail Bridges in the list. Saquon Barkley, probably 3.
I don't know about that.
Let's think. I think Saquon's probably 3, in my opinion.
I put the
I think you could probably put Pete Alonso up a little bit higher on the
Him
list.
too,
I don't think Lindor would be there.
I just don't understand how Bridges and Volpe made this fucking top 5. That's just I don't get that. I'm sorry.
Randall he's a lightning rod in the city.
That too. He played we'll get into the game, I'm assuming, but he played horrible yesterday. You tell me he's 6th? No,
he could be 6. If Volpe's 5, then he's 6.
No, I'm saying they both deserve to be that high.
I don't have Lindor ahead of Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso is higher.
Each should be a fucking top 5, dude.
And I do think Igor Shesterkin would be higher because the Rangers are really good this year.
And last year, and he won a Vezina trophy, so
yeah, I don't even know what that means, but yeah, he's good. So I think he's higher than that too. So Daniel Jones, I would also have higher than Lindor and Volpe. I think Daniel Jones
I could agree with that.
Certainly united the city last year. Is there any other athletes not on the list that you would have?
That's a good question. I was about to get to that.
See, I would say a guy like Andrew Thomas, but he's not really the king of the team.
No.
See, I would throw in like a Sauce or a Garrett Wilson because they won Rookie of the Year, but obviously that's one season. But like they were the top of their class when it came to their positions. So I think one of them have an argument to get into that list.
They have a better argument than Anthony Volpe.
That's true. Volpe is just stepped into the Yankees. So Mets, I think they've got their guys.
I would actually switch out Lindor. And I know he's hurt, but Edwin Diaz should crack this list.
That's a good one. I like that one with the whole Trump shit. Yeah,
crack this list, man.
Right, let's make our own list. I've got my favorite pad back. Right,
I
got
the notebook.
that pad back. Too,
got the notebook, guys.
Number one,
I gotta get my notes.
Let's go.
I got
Number two. We all good with Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Judge.
3 is Igor.
You think 3 is Igor?
Yeah.
Luka. I'm
going
going Saquon. I'm gonna go Saquon. Okay, 4. 4 is an open discussion now.
You can say
Igor, not 3. He's 4. Igor is up there.
You want to go Igor Shesterkin?
Yeah, he's up there.
I think Igor is probably a good one.
He's up there.
So for me right now, my top 3 is Judge, Brunson, and Igor. I would maybe put Saquon. I might leave Saquon at 4, honestly.
I also have the same. Oh, it's tough between. I would actually put Judge at 1, but I could see the argument for Brunson.
I have Judge at 1, yeah.
I would say Judge, Brunson, Igor. I'd put Barkley at 4. I'd put Pete at 5.
Yeah, I'd put Pete Alonso at 5 too.
I'd put Daniel Jones at 6.
That's an argument, yeah.
Because I mean, he won a playoff game and
yeah.
Before that,
for sure.
Okay, Volpe doesn't belong on the list. Bridges doesn't belong on the list.
Nope. Probably Randall.
Yeah, I can see higher, Randall. I think he just needs to be lower.
Yeah.
Who's higher, Randall or Edwin Diaz?
Matt, Brunson's the reason why the Knicks are in the playoffs, and he's about to take them into the second round. He has a reason. He's played admirably in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's not a.
I think he's currently the king of New York. I really do.
Yeah, Anthony, I agree with you. That's a silly Mikal Bridges at 3. He's been here for a cup of coffee, as Donald said.
Can I ask who made this list? I'm very curious.
I don't know, but it's a good one. It's fun.
It is fun, but it's wrong.
Fun for the circus.
I have to figure out number 10. So I got Brunson 1, Judge 2, Barkley 3, Igor 4, Alonso 5, Randall 6, Sauce 7, Daniel Jones 8, 9, Diaz. Who do I have at 10? Do I put Lindor just for the sake of it? Because I'm not sure if Lindor's a top 10, player in New York right now.
Who do you put in over him?
Well, let's look at the teams. Jets, maybe Garrett Wilson's an argument because he won Rookie of the Year. But I already threw Sauce in there, so it kind of be repetitive.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the Jets really annoyed everyone so much last year. Do they have anyone on the list? It's not about talent. It's about like who's captured the city. Because obviously on talent alone, Sauce would be up in the top 5. But the Jets really pissed a lot of people off last year. So you would make an argument that maybe even RODGERS would be there. I don't know if any Jets make the list. And it's not any disrespect to the Jets. It's because of the year they had.
2 things real quickly. First of all, Joey Gallo just hit a home run off of us. Anyway.
Oh,
number two, coaches do not count, but that might be a discussion. Top coaches in New York?
We can have a discussion.
That could be a separate list, but I don't think they included coaches here.
Rizzo. Matt's on something with Rizzo. I think Rizzo would
putting
be
him at 9.
All right. Here is
everybody loves Anthony Rizzo. I'm
Here-
very good with that.
Here is mine. I'd have Judge at 1. I'd have Brunson at 2. I'd have Igor at 3. I'd have Saquon at 4. Pete is number 5. Danny Dimes is 6. Then I would go with. I think I'd go Diaz at 6 or 7. I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm sorry. Judge, Brunson, Igor, Saquon, Pete, Jones. So Diaz would be 7. It's New York, not New Jersey, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Sauce should be 8 because he had a fantastic rookie season. And then 9, I guess I could say Randall, and then 10 would be Lindor. I'm guessing.
Hayes says, "Congrats to the Jets, boys."
It is
Thank you.
tough.
Appreciate it.
This is so right now for me. I'm only missing one: Judge, Brunson, Igor Shesterkin, Saquon, Alonso, Jones, Randall, Diaz, Rizzo.
I've got the same one. I just need number 10. I've got them almost in a different order, but yeah, I just need 10. Sauce is an argument. I'm just thinking because the Jets pissed so many people off last year.
Well, he was like undoubtedly their best player.
He was a popular player among the fans. Like he had the gold chain, the cheese head. He's popular with Buffalo Wild Wings.
I mean,
but he also like nobody like could when he played like nobody touched him. Like every game he locked down the best receiver. Matt.
No, that's what I say, man. Talent alone, he's probably top 5. I'm just
trying
to think about like citywide.
I don't
but
grasp him being in the top 10, honestly. Like, I like Sauce. He is the best corner to come out of last year's draft and whatever. I just don't really think he should be on this list. I don't know why. And it's not anything anti-Jets. It's just I don't think he's I can't say polarizing, but like a yet to be popular enough figure. Like I think he needs another year, and then you could put him on the list.
John, would you have another player from the Rangers on this list? I don't think so, right?
Panarin maybe, but he's been shitting in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would leave him off.
Yeah, I agree.
I might have to put Rizzo. Might have to.
I have Rizzo.
Rizzo's definitely in, man.
What about Giancarlo?
I'd probably go Big G.
I might go him 10.
What about would you put Cole?
Ooh.
Yes. I'm putting Cole as 10.
Well done.
There we go. I thought it outside the box.
All right. So my top 10 are Brunson, Judge, Barkley, Igor, Alonso, Randall, Sauce, DJ, Diaz, and Cole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much the same as you guys. I go Brunson 1, Judge 2, Saquon 3, Igor 4, Pete Alonso 5, DJ 6, Julius 7, Diaz 8, Rizzo 9, Cole 10.
Give me 1 second.
I don't know who to pick, Stanton or Cole. Because, like, Stanton, obviously, we've had our issues with in the regular season. He's always shown up in the playoffs. And then Cole didn't really find his footing till last year's playoffs, which is my issue. But listen, I've admired Garrett Cole's pitching this year. But
I think the way I would do this argument is because obviously I'm a huge Giancarlo Stanton fan, but he has missed
a lot of time.
He's missed over 50% of the Yankee games since like 2018, or around about 50%. Also, when the trade went through, there was still a lot of complaints going. What are they going to do with how is it going to work? But when they signed Garrett Cole, everyone was excited.
Right, of course.
And Garrett Cole is pitching with a 0.70 ERA right now, and Stanton is hurt. I think that pretty much makes it a lock.
There you go.
As much as I love Stanton,
I'm going to stick with Stanton for right now. Not that I don't agree, but I'm just saying in like my perspective in the King of New York sports.
Let me. Can we do coaches next?
I just want to get some comments real quick.
All right.
I mean they own us. I'm not going to lie, Duran.
Oh fuck, that's actually a good Matt Riley.
Chris
Kreider just broke the Rangers playoff goal record, so he has the most in franchise history.
Fuck. He makes an argument for 10. Him and Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
Or Cole also didn't he break like a franchise record with strikeouts? I know
It was
he
like
broke
opening day.
It was opening day, but there was like another.
This is a tough fucking list.
It's number 10 that I'm struggling with, man. It's number 10. It's either Cole or Kreider.
Yeah. I think you keep Cole in. Maybe Rizzo or Kreider.
I think I'd put Kreider in just because it's playoff record though over a regular season record.
Right.
That's not easy though because I don't want to because Cole's been really fucking dealing. That's a tough one.
Right.
I might have to sleep on this list. Like I don't know. I don't know if I can answer this. Yes, MH. We know Volpe's not top 10. The only two guys on the original list I'd leave off is Bridges and Volpe. I'm sorry, just not even close.
I wouldn't have Lindor either. I don't think Lindor's played up to his contract to this point.
You can make the argument, but yeah, I could see guys ahead of him. I'd have to list it out. Yeah, Matt Riley makes the good argument here. It's a tough list.
Kreider at 10.
Yeah, I think I'd put Kreider in there just because he's been here for so long.
So we have our list settled.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So next one is top 10. I'm going to put a banner up. I would put top 5, honestly, because there's not really a top 10.
Yeah.
There's like a top 5 and honestly like a bottom. Well, yeah. There's a bottom bar and top. Okay.
Well, I know who has it, who's not on the list. And that's Robert Saleh.
No, I'd actually put Aaron Boone below Robert Saleh. I'm not joking.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes,
no.
I would. Yes, I would.
You rather have the idiot over the doormat?
Bro, both justify losing, but at least it's a tough argument.
Boone's been to the playoffs.
That's because these rosters are stacked every year. The practice. To be fair, I'm not a huge fan of Robert Saleh, but I'll say this: when Joe Girardi was fired, they went to the AFC Championship. I'm talking.
They went to the AFC Championship.
They went to the ALCS. Have they made it back and at least gone to 7 games since? No. How about when Adam Gase is fired? The Jets have at least won 7 games. I know it's like simple logic.
7 games is not a lot, Luca.
I know, but still, you're at least improving.
That's not a lot.
You're at least improving. I know Saleh's, bad and whatnot. I've said it myself, but if there's at least an argument for Boone to be at the bottom tier.
No, I'm not arguing Boone's the best. I can't.
All right, let's start with the top 5. Let's start with the top 5. How about that?
Brian Daboll has to be there.
Yep.
So does. Do I put Daboll or Thibodeau first? Because both won Coach of the Year. Not the same
honestly.
Year.
It might be Tibbs 1 because
Thibodeau.
Daboll has had 1 year, and then you had basically 2 playoff appearances with Tibbs. So I'm gonna go Tom Thibodeau as number 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Daboll 2.
I put
throw Brian Daboll in 2.
Gerard Gallant. 3.
Gerard Gallant probably number 3, which leaves 4 and 5 open for me.
Showalter. He did.
Buck's on my list for sure.
Yeah, he's got to be. He had
Buck knows more baseball than everyone ever made. He's like a baseball genius.
See, it's not. Listen, I don't like Aaron Boone, but if I put Buck on this list, I have to put Aaron Boone on this list.
Why?
Accomplishments.
What's he accomplished?
I'm just making a point.
That was literally my argument when it came to. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I really don't know. It's gonna be even put a 5th. Like I've got Daboll 1, Tibbs 2, Buck 3. Then I've got Gallant 4, 5. I mean, I'm not giving Aaron Boone that honor. I don't think Saleh's earned that honor either. So, like, where do you go? Do you want to go Jacques Vaughn?
He hasn't accomplished much either, to be honest.
He had a good season, considering he did have 2 crybaby stars, but it's 1 season.
But are you really putting that over Aaron Boone?
He's only.
That's a tough one.
He's not been a head coach.
Is that a comedy skit? Yes.
He's only been like a temporary coach. Now he was just signed to be the official head coach, but I don't know.
I don't know. I have a real hard time putting Aaron Boone top 5 of anything right now.
It's trust
And
me.
you're
I don't
and Brad,
want
your manager's a genius. You sure about that?
That's quite right.
Wait,
That's
look
not
at
hard to
Yeah,
accomplish.
arguing between Salah and Boone is like arguing different shades of shit.
Look at Jacob's number 5.
Abe's
Get the golf
Aaron
coach.
Hicks's golf coach.
Thanks, golf coach.
I mean,
Oh,
John, would
man.
you put like Lindy Ruff or the Islanders coach in there or no?
The Islanders coach has one season made the playoffs. Lindy Ruff had one season in the playoffs. I guess maybe Lindy Ruff, but it's one fucking season.
Again, you didn't. To be fair, John, you did not include Jack Hughes in your top 10 Kings of New
That's
York.
true. Well, it's a New York list. I thought we're doing.
No, right?
Yeah.
I know.
It's New York, not Jersey. Now does Buffalo count?
No,
No,
Okay.
No,
All right,
no.
I'm just asking.
that's
Just
Canada.
That's South Canada.
Somewhere I don't even know where it is. It's
Canada.
not New York. That's where
It's Canadian. Oh man.
All right, I'm gonna leave mine. Tibbs, Dable, Gallant, and Buck. I know that's not 5, but that's at least 4.
I'm leaving mine at 3. I'm
I would love to add a 5th.
But I
Maybe I'll
can't.
give
I
it to
really
Doug
can't
Vaughn.
think of a 5th.
I think I'll probably just give it to Jacques Vaughn.
Here, Duran's comment: Toronto Bills.
Yes, the Toronto Bills.
Bills is genius. God.
Alex, did your top 5 GMs next?
I think that's a good idea, actually.
All right.
We got all these great ideas from the chat. I'm loving it.
That was from Jacob, actually.
All right, Jacob.
Okay, so I'm leaving mine at 3. I mean, Matt's including Wink. I mean,
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go with Matt there.
Coordinators count? Or-
No one
does-
said that. We just said coaches.
All right.
We didn't say head coaches. Give me
All
Wink. Thank you, Matt. Saved me right there.
I'll go head coaches.
Screw it. Put after number 5. Put number 6 is Johnny Bryant.
Ooh, even better. I think even Johnny Bryant sneaks ahead of Wink. Even.
Bryant's been that pivotal to the Knicks.
Yeah, good job. Oof, good one.
Yeah, that's true. These are tough lists. I'm not gonna lie.
This is fun.
No, it is. It is. Good
Okay.
idea.
Top 3 or top 5 GMs?
I think we can do
Chris
top
Drury,
three.
number 1.
Drury's number 1 for the Rangers. He's easily the best GM.
Where does
Number
Joe
2.
Shane fall after today?
Ooh, very good signing, by the way, on Ashawn Robinson. Very good stuff.
Love it.
I actually wanted him as like a run stopper, but I guess we're going to target Al Woods. But anyways, do you put Shane and Rose after like consecutively?
I put Joe Shane ahead of Leon Rose.
I actually got it the other way around. I go put Rose ahead of Joe Shane.
The shit he pulled for the Hart trade, which turned around the Knicks
I'm
season.
going to take Rose over Shane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking Leon Rose over Joe
I'm
Shane.
not seeing enough of Joe Shane yet. Like his
All right,
draft.
fair
was
enough.
kind
Fair enough. I could understand one season.
kind of below average, actually. I wasn't very happy with the draft. So, and there's still some questions after free agency, and there's still
All right.
questions about the contract.
We have a Brian Cashman comment. I know that's
And
not
we
serious.
got Saquon Barkley, who doesn't even know what the hell's going on right now, which is I don't think is fair on him either. So I like Joe Shane. I'm just not ready to put him above Leon Rose because Leon Rose, man, turned around the Knicks pretty damn quick.
Drury, Douglas, Shane, Rose. Epper.
Oh, Joe Douglas. I completely forgot about him despite he pulled off the
How
trade.
I like Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas is in my top 5 for sure.
I'll throw him number 3, honestly. Wait.
How
Let's
high
see.
is Douglas now after the Rodgers trade, though? Like,
You know what the
I mean,
problem is?
Let me
Joe
bias,
Douglas.
I'm putting Douglas at 4.
I don't want to get into recency bias,
No,
but
I
it is
know,
a pretty
I know.
big deal.
I want to say though, the thing is with Joe Douglas, he's made good moves. He's made his fair share of bad moves. He's never had a winning season once. That's the problem. That's the thing that's
true.
holding it back.
That's true. Nah.
So,
right.
do you have Shane and then you have Joe Douglas? Now,
That's what I.
Joe Douglas has had. To be fair, Joe Douglas has more of a body of work. But you could also say Joe Douglas has also had a hit of a home run draft class like last year.
Yes,
Sauce
one of the best
Gardner.
draft classes ever.
Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. Those guys make that class.
Yeah, That's
So
not
I'm gonna say
his third first-round pick was fucking what's his face?
Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson, who could be a contributor.
Yeah,
I'm putting
no,
Joe
he
Douglas
was
3.
last year.
Now you have Joe Shane and Billy Epler. I like Shane better than Epler, honestly. I'm not a big.
Oh, yeah.
I do too. Sometimes Epler has done okay. Sometimes he looks inept. That's why he has the current nickname Billy Inepler, because he's just fucking inept at times. But
what
he's
about
done okay.
Sean Marks?
I would make that argument until this past 12 months, where it's just been a shit show. But that Miles Bridges trade was pretty nice.
You see, it's not that he did get a good compensation for both, and he still got his team in the playoffs. But
He sold his soul.
again, he was part of the reason why they kind of like went down that trajectory.
So
yeah, I've got Drury 1, Rose 2, Douglas 3, Shane 4. I'm gonna have to give Cashman 5.
yeah, I mean this one's interesting because I agree with you guys on 2 straight ones. That's 1-2. I'll call me biased. I'm putting Joe Shane over Joe Douglas for the moment. I admire what Joe Douglas has done, but at the same time, it hasn't conspired to winning teams. And this was only like, if you're looking at draft classes, this was the only one that's like great so far. 2020, that one sucked. I'm not saying Joe Shane's draft class of 2022 was great in apples and oranges. No,
I know.
not.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take Shane right now. And also just like the little finds last year, right? That kind of helped out a little bit. I think I magnify those a little bit more. The Fabian Moreau's for a little bit till they got burnt out. Some of these other guys.
They were also a very well coached team, to be fair. I'm not saying
I know.
Shane, but it was a very well coached team.
I'll say this: it's very hard to compare right now because a lot of these GMs haven't had the longest tenure here.
That's true.
Like, how many got? Like, maybe Cashman's the only guy, but I don't think anyone else is like over 5 years.
No.
If I'm in current
Cashman's
GM.
the longest reigning, which is a complete problem, by the way.
I'm not. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that at all.
That's the thing about Brian Cashman's candidacy. I mean, you could throw out like a million reasons why he shouldn't be anywhere near the top 5, but then you could also mention all the multiple championships and the fact that we made the playoffs every year in the last 20 years. Then you think, oh well, you know what? He probably is sneaking in 5th, but that's still not a massive honor.
Yeah, right. I mean,
a bunch of younger GMs ahead of him.
There's standards there.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Almighty, we have him at 2.
Yep.
Behind the Rangers GM.
Yep.
Just some. Get Jalen Smith off that list. He sucked. I hated him. Hodgins was like probably the best find of them all.
Yeah, the Douglas Shane debate is the most interesting.
As
I said, you guys call me biased. I'm gonna put Shane there for right now.
No, it's fair because he's had a winning record. That's a fair argument. You can make an argument for both.
No bias. I can see that.
I think there's like you could critique some things about Shane though. Like I think we're shopping very hungry in the draft right now in terms of corner and receiver and edge. None of it was really addressed in free agency, so I think you could make that argument.
Has Marcus Peters signed with a team?
No, I don't know that I'd want him though. I'm gonna be honest.
What do the Jets fans say about my critique there? You think that's fair?
No, it's fair. It's fair.
I'm not
like the Barkley Jones. I think you had to do it. I mean, you could debate about Jones, but we're not going to do that. Barkley, you had to do that. They've made some small, nice signings, but they haven't had that splash free agent signing that you know what.
I don't think it's like it's kind of a middle situation.
Oh, don't do this middleman shit, Alex.
I'm just listen to my point. He's not made any spectacular moves, but it's not like God-breaking awful like the prior GM. And it's also like as you guys have mentioned, the sample size. So
I think the Waller trade is awesome.
Waller trade,
that's one mind-blowing trade where you're like, wow, that is a brilliant trade.
Completely out of left field.
Yeah. And so I also think that the trade where they got rid of that asshole to Kansas City was a great trade.
No, it was. It was a good trade.
No, it was. Yeah, 3rd and the 6th. I mean,
Is
Yeah,
Donald
guy-
refusing to say his name?
I can't even say his name.
Donald was one of the first people that called it out. He said like in week 1, this guy's not interested in football.
Yeah.
So, it was solid. I wanted more. Like I wanted Tremaine Edmonds, but he got a lot of money. I mentioned it, Jeffrey. We're doing Thursday to Saturday stream. Imagine the Giants trade down and we get Devin White. I don't really know. I don't think Devin White is going to come to the Giants. Basically traded Tony for Waller. Yeah,
Basically,
that's great work right there. I don't think that's actually true. Like
no. It was a satirical tweet. Like Rich Eisen was like Kate Mara basically said, the Giants might make a move, they might not make a move. It was that kind of thing. It was satirical.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah, no problem, Jeffrey. We saw this one. I just want to see if we missed a couple of things. I think one, and I know obviously we got to get to draft stuff and a lot of things, so maybe we could limit to like one more and then save these ideas for another couple of shows, is maybe rank how close to a championship each team is.
Okay.
Like, a top 5 or a top 3. John, how about Epler? If we're going to, now, to be completely fair and transparent, if we're going to consider Cashman's championship history, you kind of have to talk about Epler's history with the Angels. Not very good. That's a thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's been okay though as a GM. How much of it is Steve Cohen?
That's the thing. I would like to think that Cohen has a big influence because what did Epler do in LA? He shit the bed. Then you could sit there and say, okay, the owner is ass, and all that cheap crap.
What about Big Blue City Empire's idea? Can you guys do top 10 horrible New York head coaches? I can raise you that one and go, how about the biggest assholes in New York?
You got something
list.
You got something there. That might have to be the next one we do. But
I think that's the next one.
Yes, I'm gonna star that one. You guys got some great ideas in the chat, by the way. Love it tonight.
It's not. I'll be honest. It's not like we even planned this. Like it started with the top 10 teams in New York, but it's running in the right direction. I like this.
Obviously, a comment for John. Yeah, I agree, Almighty. I'll get your comment in a second, Jeffrey. But how would you rank teams wise closest to winning a championship in New York? I know all my teams are probably in the top 5.
Rangers got to be number 1.
I would say.
So how are they doing in the playoffs right now? Are they? Where are they
They're
right now?
currently game 4 down 2-1. They're up 2-1 in the series.
Okay. Well, I think the Knicks and the Rangers you can have 1 or 2, in my opinion.
I'll go Rangers 1, Knicks 2.
So here's my list.
I'm going Knicks 1, Rangers 2, purely because the Knicks are up in the 3-1 up in the series.
So for me,
and the Devils are fantastic. Like their winning record was crazy. So that's
if you want to consider them, that could be a part of the list. So right now I got Rangers, Knicks, Yankees, and then the Giants. If the Giants show me,
so the Jets don't exist.
If you would let me finish, the Jets would honestly, at this point, because of the Rodgers trade, be number 5. The Yankees, I think the Giants need to show me another year that they're making a step in the right direction.
That's fair.
So then the Giants, and then the Jets, but then also if we were considering Jersey teams like I would be, or maybe not, the Devils would be on that list too. Blue City says, let's go Jersey Devils. New York Rangers can suck it. And John's probably going to be punch the computer.
Well, you just took out our goalie, so thanks for the cheap, dirty shit, you bitch. I'm just kidding. That was a joke, Blue City. Don't take that offensively.
I think I've got the Yankees 3 purely because there's not that many great teams in the majors.
That's fair.
Half of them are competitive.
Yeah, like obviously there's a ton of teams that could actually beat the Yankees. All ends up in their own division, but in the same argument, when healthy, they could beat a ton of teams themselves. So
if they don't get in their own way.
like, it's a real tough one.
Jets are like,
Because I'm not overly high on the Yankees right now, but
You know it's good.
I think they're probably 3.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I agree.
Giants.
I think Giants
I
and
don't
Jets.
think are close. I think Jets because they got Aaron Rodgers. It's gonna be the Jets 4. Giants 5.
I'd put the Jets over the Giants now just because of the trade.
Yeah,
Right.
like they've got a better team.
What about the Mets? Where do we put them?
Oh,
The issue is they have Atlanta in their division, but if I use that logic, the Yankees have Tampa in their division. So,
But is Tampa as big as a threat as Atlanta? And the Yankees still have that crossroads in Houston in the American League, so that's obviously a conversation to have.
I can honestly say the Mets and Yankees are a lot closer than people think.
They're
Like,
about the, in my opinion, they're about the same.
yeah. Well, it's
They are.
probably a good argument. I'd probably have the Mets there in the top 5.
They're just about the same kind of team as the Yankees.
To be fair, though, in equivalence, the Giants moved past what the Mets were doing last year. Like the Mets couldn't get out of the wild card, the Giants did that. It's kind of my argument.
But how close? Again, you're right. But how close are they to a championship?
Yeah.
That's the argument to be made.
I think coaching has a lot to do with it, obviously.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even look at the lineup. I'm going to be honest. Nets, Islanders, Liberty, they could be on that list.
I actually haven't paid any attention to what the Yankees are doing. What is the score?
They're
4-0
losing like
Twins.
4-0.
They're losing.
4-0 if they not scored?
Yeah, 'cause our offense is inept. And the bases are loaded for the Twins in the bottom of the 5th. So
Right,
I refuse to get this. They're on their 3rd pitcher, by the way, guys. They're on
Yeah,
their
they
3rd
just-
pitcher.
yeah,
They
it
had
was,
Brito, then they had
Weissert, and then
and they had Abreu.
This is good. This is good.
And Abreu was giving up 2 walks to help load the bases. So
Oh, I love this because Abreu sucks balls.
Real genius. Real genius.
He is so bad that I even forgot he existed.
So it's just bad. And now, just a side topic before we get to because I know baseball's gonna be a discussion much later in the show. And also we got that New York assholes list that Donald was talking about. What did you think of the move to put Clay Holmes in the 7th on Saturday? I was pissed. I was at the game, obviously, but I was like pissed.
Everything Boone did that day, I reacted, what? But my favorite was taking out Garrett Cole after 5 2/3 shutout innings. Like, I thought that sent a terrible message. And I was waiting for Aaron Boone to give a reason as to why he did that. Did you guys come across any reason as to why he did that?
not a good one.
So,
No,
in that case, I'm going to have to say that Aaron Boone is a freaking idiot because you send a terrible message to your ace that you don't trust him to get out of that situation. You know, like it was the same thing as when he took him out early in the playoffs. Like,
Right.
what kind of message do you want to send out to your ace? Like, do I trust you to get that last out in the 6th inning after, considering his body of work is he's not giving up a run basically all year long? Or are you going to then start trusting other relievers over him, even though you're paying him $30+ million a year? I think that's a terrible message to send to your ace. And when he did that call, I was thinking, please let there be a real reason behind this. Because if not, then it means Aaron Boone is a freaking idiot. So I'm going to have to go with, look, what are you looking at?
No, I'm sorry. It's the Ranger game on, but I'm listening to your conversation.
Anyway, no, I think Boone's an idiot for that.
No, I think he is too. I'm obviously listening to your conversation. I question every move he did on Saturday.
And then everything the rest of the whole Holmes thing, and then taking Holmes out, and then putting it was just so weird. Everything he did was weird. And luckily enough for him, he got away with it. Like for instance, I was like shouting, "Why is Willie Colquhoun in the 9th inning?" Like, even though he drew a walk, just because he's a lefty, he can't hit. He's a terrible baseball player. But he got away with it because then they pinch hit DJ LeMahieu after Calhoun. But I would have had DJ LeMahieu up for him. But anyway, it all worked. But everything's not worked since. So there you go. But listen, I agree, man. I thought everything that Boone did that day was so freaking super strange. I didn't agree with any move that he made. But he's really lucky that Garrett Cole is pitching like Cy Young / Ford / Gibson / freaking Roger Clemens all mixed into one. Like he's lucky because if he's pitching like if Garrett Cole like pitched like he did last year, the year before, which is good, those Yankees would be completely irrelevant. They'd be in last place right now. That is like how important Garrett Cole pitching like Cy Young / Whitey Ford has meant to the Yankees being competitive this year.
Yeah, so this is basically our reaction. And by the way, I just want to credit if Matt's still in the chat. So Wandy walked that one guy.
I told Donald the story.
Yep. And whoever, I think it was Danny Jansen hit the home run. But this is basically our reaction to everything that happened. Besides the fact that
Clay Hall, leave my closer in the game in Marinaccio, baby. Fuck you, True Boone. 4.7 ERA. Blow your bubbles and leave Marinaccio in the game.
Blow your bubbles.
That's Killer Joe. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. Boone got itchy balls and pulled Cole. Yeah. Certified brick. Yeah, he's a blockhead, as they would say in the Charlie Brown.
What was your guys' all reaction when they pulled Garrett Cole for 5 2/3 shutout?
They shouldn't have done it.
Let him finish the inning.
I think I went to the bathroom at that point. I'm like, yeah, 4 innings out of the bullpen. That's great, guys. That's great.
It was so weird. And it was only 90 pitches. Like you couldn't trust him to get another couple of you couldn't at least get it one out. It was like he wasn't like at 110. It was only like 90 something. So strange.
I'm not even sorry for the home run. I blame the wave fuckers for doing it. Yeah, there was a couple people doing the wave.
And fuck anyone who does the wave. Fuck all of them.
Yeah.
We ready to do this assholes list?
All right. Well, how do we classify that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think any sports-related asshole employed in New York.
Well, let's throw
player, coach, GM. Like, I don't think it matters.
Joe Judge?
No, like, it's got to be now.
Yeah, currently.
Now? Oh,
currently employed.
Okay.
Eduardo Escobar.
Okay, that's one. Aaron Hicks, Josh Donaldson.
Aaron Hicks is 100% my number one. Like, fuck him. I will always be Aaron Hicks.
God.
We got Hicks. We got Escobar. Jamie Gillen.
That's harsh. I don't think Gillen earned that. He's not an asshole. He just sucks.
He's not an asshole.
Well, Escobar's not an asshole. He just sucks too.
Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Zach Wilson's definitely in the list. I'll go Wilson there. Hicks, obviously.
Hicks, Escobar, Wilson, Donaldson.
100% biggest asshole you could ask for. Brian Cashman, fuck him.
Cashman, yep. I'm putting an honorary for Mike Fishman.
Interesting.
Aaron Boone.
Number 6, Aaron Boone.
You got Boone in there?
Salah, asshole.
Disgruntled is a good question. Donaldson or Escobar, who's better?
Oh God.
Donaldson.
Donaldson is probably better. To be completely transparent. Oh man.
Escobar's a second half player at what? Sucking? No, he's consistent at that.
He's a vacuum, right, John?
Yeah, he is. All he does is suck everything. Suck at everything. It's terrible.
Sucks at everything.
What about Clay Holmes?
Fuck Clay Holmes. I'm always fuck Clay Holmes. I will always be fuck Clay Holmes.
I don't think he's an asshole though.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think he's bad enough.
He doesn't
to be
qualify.
I really just don't like him. I can't stand him.
Let's see. Hold on, we got another
If
one.
it was last year, I would have said Darren Ruff.
Yeah, he's
He
not
hates
here
the
no
hitting
more.
coach. He hates the hitting coach. I think that's funny.
The guy's face is so damn punchable.
Yeah, I think you could probably have Aaron Boone in there, but it's
Oh yeah,
I think
Luka going to
yeah,
my
Boone's in there.
Yes, Luca? Are you frozen or something?
All right.
Okay.
I got my 6
Are we doing
guys.
5 or 10?
I think 5 just because I don't know
Yeah.
if there's actually 10.
Yeah.
You know
So
what? Another one should be Luka's shotgunning coach.
I don't have a coach, okay? Okay.
he doesn't have a coach. Okay. Jay Bruce for retiring so early. No, he just blew donkey. No, he was so bad. That's Brian, Alex, not Luca. That's a good point.
That's
That's a
true.
good point. Luca is frozen, stuck from the sugar. Brian Mansell.
The fans are calling him an asshole.
Listen, we're talking about assholes, not the clowns.
Exactly. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Let's think.
Hold on. Does Donald know this? I think the chat has to know the story, John, of what happened this weekend. Snapchat.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Ladies, gather around for this one. So, for those who had the social media app Snapchat, they put out a new Snapchat AI. I don't know why. A bunch of loser shit. Whatever. Losers, whoever use it. So, Brian decided to do a little betting yesterday and do an experiment. So, you think he might like go to a smart thing or like, trust someone smart or go to like follow advice or something. But no, he goes to Snapchat AI, asked about game picks. He had 4 picks in the Knicks game. Anyone want to take a guess how many he got right? That's right. None. He got none. Every pick wrong.
Yeah,
And
he
you know
said the Yankees would lose, right?
I don't know
He
if
said
he
the
asked that one.
He had the Cleveland Cavaliers on the money line.
You know, it's funny.
He had like 3 props in that game, and they all didn't hit. It was funny. Like, even one was good for this. He had like Randall over 24 points, and it just didn't fucking hit.
The funniest part is when he asked the Snapchat AI who would have the most points on the Knicks, and it said LeBron James.
I can't.
It's just a reminder, folks, to go get your Let Brian Bake shirts. Just a reminder.
His takes are worse and worse.
It's funny, man. He's a
Actions.
character. I love it, man.
All right. So back to this list, not clowns, but assholes. Who's number 1?
Aaron Hicks.
I think Hicks is number 1.
Hicks.
I don't think guys. The dude gets booed at spring training games. Like that says enough. That says enough.
Despise him. He is hated.
I don't think anyone's more hated.
Oh yeah, hated.
And because he's been here for so long too, for you guys.
Right.
And it's not just that. He's not just that he sucks. He's a complete asshole about it. He's unaccountable. He calls out everyone. He's ripped the manager, ripped the organization, and they continue to keep him employed. He hates the fans. Like, he's just such a freaking prick.
Thank you, Brad, for inputting the Let Brian Bake GIF, custom GIF. So here's my list, right? I got Aaron Hicks, Brian Cashman, Zach Wilson, Josh Donaldson, and Aaron Boone.
Would Michael Kay make the list?
Not in terms of players, but like how about this? If you include Michael Kay, you should include John Heyman.
Oh, John Heyman, 100%. The reason why I said Kay is because you remember when he called for one of his producers to be fired live on air?
Yep.
Like, that's kind of an asshole move.
And Brendan Cuddy.
Ooh, yeah. Now we're really getting into it because I'm saying everyone employed in the general sports market.
Joe, should we put Jerry Blevins at 10?
Sure. He's a terrible commentator for the post game.
That shit was funny. That shit was
Terrible.
funny.
He's terrible. He's
17 to 6 game. Oh, that was a tough game.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is a really good one from
Oh,
Tottenham.
I forgot about Ben Simmons.
Well done. Well
There.
done, Ty. He's been so irrelevant that I completely forgot he existed.
We forgot
He's
about
such a prick. I can't stand him.
He's got to be on the list.
Dude sitting there on the sidelines looking like Captain Crunch. And you know, and he never fucking plays. Like with his crazy outfits. Like he's dressed like fucking Captain Crunch and he doesn't fucking play any games.
What about Spencer Dinwiddie? Anybody? Because he said that MSG would eventually burn down after KD and Kyrie would come to the Nets.
He's kind of, I don't think he's more relevant than Simmons. I think everyone forgot about that.
You talking about Aaron Hicks, Matt, and Killer Joe? Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. But he said apparently he sits there like Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
That's a good comparison. He has the stupidest outfits. It's ridiculous.
We might need to search for that. Forget we might
The
need
Captain Crunch box. He just put his face on it.
It's like, have you seen this player missing?
He's
No,
serious.
Oh man. So what else does everybody's list look like?
I have Hicks at 1, Josh Donaldson at 2, Escobar at 3, Wilson at 4, Cashman at 5, Boone at 6, Michael K at 7, John Heyman 8, Ben Simmons 9, Jerry Blevins 10.
No, you made 10. I only made 5.
Well, that's my list.
Yeah, Luke has got a lot of grievances. I love it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
I've definitely got John Heyman on the list. Fuck John Heyman.
so milk cartons instead of cereal boxes.
We could put missing players on milk cartons.
Yeah, just like Mekhi Becton. Except he's too big to fit on the milk carton.
Yeah, no, he's
thinned down, okay? He's thinned down.
Don't give him an excuse, Luca. He's Jabba the Hutt. That's what he is.
He thinned down, okay? You gotta give him credit.
Thin down to a nice, healthy 300. That's great.
That's what he's supposed to, like 300, 315. That's like supposed to be your weight for an offensive.
No, I know.
Don't give him don't Kadarius Toney him. Okay.
I am not. Listen, I'm giving him credit now because it's obviously a very
give him
important year
credit.
for him. It's a very important year for him. It's a contract year, and he's getting motivated.
Stop, Luke. He's a piece of shit.
Thank you.
I would put Zach Wilson at 4.
You know who I've got on my asshole list, and Angry John's gonna be angry at me. Pete Alonso. I can't stand.
That is not even close.
I
It is not.
despise that dancing fuck.
Why?
I can't stand him, man. When he's doing when he's doing that meditation, like
That's right.
like,
How he prepares for the home run
like that,
derby.
what the fuck are you doing? It's a
Not
home
an
run
asshole.
derby.
I
Chill out.
disagree on that one. I
He's like,
disagree.
I actually agree because how he prepares for home run derbies, he thinks it's like the World Series.
yes, that is his World Series. That is the Nets World Series. So he's just sitting there like, oh, and then like remember when he was taking on the dude that was recovering from cancer, in the home run derby and beat him, and then he was like gyrating in front of him, like, and then doing like the World Wrestling freaking celebration and stuff like that. I'm like, brah.
Who was the guy?
Honestly,
I'm trying to think.
Try hard.
Damn, I forgot the guy.
I disagree.
The
on
guy
that.
with the Orioles, you know, the guy who used to play for the Orioles. I think
Mancini.
Mancini, yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
When he beat Mancini in the home run derby, and then he was like
Competitive.
gyrating and was like, "Ooh, yeah, fucking asshole, man." Ugh. So yeah, he and also he says some really stupid stuff in the media too. So yeah, Pete Alonso was definitely in my asshole list.
I disagree on that one.
Well, obviously you would because you're a Met
I've
fan.
got- yeah, exactly.
That's just where it is.
I'm not.
Oh man. So are we done with this top assholes of New York sports?
Yeah, I think I'm done with mine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Remember when Sam Darnold was a quarterback for the Jets?
Yes,
Today I totally forgot he was on the 49ers. I was talking to somebody about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
49ers. Wow.
Yeah, that's
Listen, if he starts, I think will get a chance to revive his career. Personally, because Shanahan's that good of a coach. He's like a magician, unless you really suck.
yeah, well, unless he sees ghosts in San Fran, which I don't know. But yes, I have a meme of that. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yes, thank you, Disgruntled. That's very prudent. But before we get to our mock draft, any comments, Donald, on Mr. A'Shawn Robinson, the newest Giant?
No, it's a good pickup, man. Really helpful. Good run stopper. Strengthens the D line, which we really needed to do. Lessens a priority to get a D lineman now in the early rounds. Probably takes us out of the list of like Elijah Clancy, for instance, if he dropped to 25. So I think that's a great move. It means that we don't necessarily have to extend even Leo beyond his contract. Like you could instead go with A'Shawn Robinson and stuff like that. So I think it's opened up more options for us, and it means that we could now prioritize edge probably in the draft ahead of D-line. So I think that's probably helpful for us. And as I say, you can't have enough run stuffers because whenever Dexter Lawrence was out of the game for whatever reason, even if he was like missing a snap or two, we were giving up 50, 60-yard chunks and runs right after without him. So like that, we needed a proper backup to him. We had the worst backups and D-line, I think, in the league. So like we really needed to attack that, and I think they've done so. So it was a good move, man. And it was a really good contract too. Cheap, smart pickup, all over it.
Mayfield is actually with the Bucks, Blue City. And just to respond here, how do you respond to 2 block games on the road, score 2 fucking goals in 7 periods? I don't know if Drury's the best GM yet. John is angry. John is very angry. But
I don't understand. We all of a sudden we scored 10 in the first 2. We scored 2 and 2. Seriously, our 2 best guys can't put a fucking puck in the net. Pieces of shit.
What's the score?
They lost 3-1. They can't score.
Fuck.
Damn, John.
So we're not tied series 2-2?
Yeah.
Please put your hat back on. You can watch a double feature simultaneously on your forehead. Wow.
Oh.
It's my light, you idiot.
No, he's talking about the size of your forehead.
Oh, my okay. Whatever.
Dana said something very interesting yesterday. Shane drafts fit instead of BPA he did with Robinson and Azudu last year was the last goal in open net.
Yeah, it was an empty net. I also want to say, John, when Aaron Rodgers announced he was coming to the Jets, the same night Edwin Diaz got injured and he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is traded to the Jets and the Rangers lose. And now even
anytime something good happens to any one of my teams, within the few hours, something bad has to happen to the next. It's unfucking believable. How does that happen to a human? Seriously. I have not murdered anyone. I have not stolen from people. I am not a criminal, okay? There's a whole lot of worse people out there than me, and yet I get to go through this fucking porous shit.
I don't have answers. I don't have answers. But,
I can't even be happy for a few hours. I got to be even at least.
5 zip.
Yep, 5 zip.
Fuck.
And apparently Oswaldo just made an error. Again, this is
Aaron Hicks playing center field, 0-2. That's good news.
It's great news.
Slugging is 115 slug. Pro.
A snail could do better.
That's the worst slugging percentage I've ever seen.
I think Eduardo Escobar is probably better in that category. I can bet you. I can literally bet.
115 slug. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
This is why we're what, 4th place in the division?
Oh my god, this team.
Yep. But hey, I'm gonna put in our next banner, which I think is going to be very exciting. Now, I think with the way we'll do this is we'll go pick by pick and just see where our reasonings are, where our picks are, and stuff like that. Angry John is a bigger jinx than Alex. I guess I am. No. Brian's a jinx. No.
He's
Brian's the
worst.
biggest jinx.
Brad, I'll say that. I sometimes I'm a jinx. Sometimes we're all a jinx. Brian, there's nobody worse than Brian. He is the ultimate jinx. I actually need to go text him to say the Devils will win, for him to say that. Yeah, because I need him. You know what? We're doing this right now.
We're in the moment. Let's see what else, guys. What's better, Hicks slug or his handicap? That's a good question. I'm not a golf guy, so I don't know. Maybe God isn't real with the amount of stuff I've witnessed with my sports teams. That's
Matt. You have the Rangers and I'm sorry. You have the Giants and the Knicks. John has the Jets and the Knicks. The Giants literally just made the playoffs this past season. We still have yet to make the playoffs. This is the Jets, but anyway,
I don't think we even talked about the Ranger game with him. But I
didn't ask Brian. I just texted him now. Saying, Brad does make a good point.
You would forget the question.
He'll probably will. I don't even know if he's working or what is he doing tonight, but still, I need Brian to jinx it.
So, are we ready for our collaborative mock draft?
Yes.
Wait, so I just have a question. Are we just giving our picks or are we doing it?
We're doing pick by pick. So like first pick, you say who you pick basically for that.
Are we writing this down?
Or I mean, if you have it already written down, I mean,
okay, that makes sense.
We could always for instance, at the end, like maybe next Monday, I'll track what we picked and all that stuff. John is making a call to the bullpen.
Yeah.
Oh God. This is going to be Rangers Devils 2012, and I'm here for it.
I'm not going to say anything Blue City because I'm embarrassed with my team, but you guys haven't led in the series yet, and you haven't scored that much either.
Okay. All right. Is everyone ready?
Let's go. Let's do this.
Number 1 overall, Carolina Panthers. I'm going to start out with Donald. Who are the Carolina Panthers picking?
Bryce Young.
Okay. John.
I'm in agreement with Donald.
Luca.
Here's where the twist comes in. I have Anthony Richardson going first overall.
Okay.
I'll give my reason. He's going to be under the tutelage of a former quarterback in Frank Reich. Number 1. Number 2, I think Anthony Richardson has excellent arm talent and running ability, but he's going to have to hone in his accuracy issues, and Reich's going to be right there. He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to take the chance. I know I know they traded up. I know. I'm going to look silly for this, but I'm all here for the drama. But I think Frank Reich is going to hone in his accuracy skills, and they're going to build around him. And I think Richardson's going to be a very good quarterback under him because we haven't seen yet Frank Reich as a head coach yet to develop a rookie quarterback. All we've seen him with is with veteran quarterbacks.
Matt, I would puke if Will Levis goes first. I would literally throw the fuck up. Let's see what else. Brian will forget the day the game is being played on, so you're screwed, John.
Yeah, I probably am. Yeah, anything to work in my favor, I'm screwed.
Luca, those fucking Knicks gave me the worst depression in the world, worse than your Jets with 2 AFC championship games.
Okay. I'm not going to get into an argument because we're doing a mock draft right now, but okay.
Okay. Number 2 overall. By the way, I don't know if I had said mine. I have Bryce Young. Number 2 overall, the Houston Texans. I'm going to start, and I'm going to go with Will Anderson. Donald.
I, too, will go with Will Anderson.
I as well have Will Anderson.
CJ Stroud.
Someone has to be different. Okay. All right. Anderson over quarterback. Yeah, that's basically 3/4 of the consensus right now. Let's see what breaks the streak, though, because me, Donald, and John are aligned. Number 3 overall to the trash-ass Arizona Cardinals. I have them taking Tyree Wilson. Donald?
I also have them taking Tyree Wilson, but I have them trading down and still getting Tyree Wilson. So I believe that the Tennessee Titans will trade up with Arizona and select Will Levis at 3. Tennessee love Will Levis. For some reason, for reasons only known to themselves, they love Will Levis. And I think they're going to try and go all in and get him. The Colts also love Will Levis, and that's why they're going to trade up above the Colts and take him at 3 in order to ensure they get him, because the Colts apparently love him more than C.J. Stroud. Because the reason why C.J. Stroud is being mentioned as possibly dropping out of the list is because he failed the cognitive test spectacularly. I think he only scored like 18 out of like 50 something, and Will Levis was like 93%, and Stroud was like 18%. So the cognitive test for like quarterbacks and stuff like that, he failed spectacularly. So I think that's gonna hurt him. So give me Will Levis at 3 as a Titan, and Arizona at 11 taking Tyree Wilson.
It's interesting that he dropped that far in your draft, but also your mic's a little fuzzy again. John, who do you have picking?
I didn't do any trades, but the Cardinals I have selecting Tyree Wilson. So I'm in agreement with you, Alex. We got the first 3 picks in agreement.
Okay. Luca.
I'm different. Will Anderson.
Okay.
All right. So it has to be different. Miami just came back from down 10 in like 60
Jimmy
seconds.
Butler is 43 points, by the way.
Interesting. All right. Number 4 to the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to go ahead and say Anthony Richardson. Luke, I'll shift this back to you because I do want to give Donald time to readjust his mic.
Bryce Young.
Okay.
I got the Colts taking C.J. Stroud.
Donald.
Colts taking C.J. Stroud. Is that better?
Yeah, that's
all good.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Colts take C.J. Stroud. I've got Will Levis at 3 with the Titans.
Levis over Stroud would be. I mean, I know the cognitive test as you brought up, but I'm not ruling it out, of course.
No, the Titans love him. They love him. So
they love mayonnaise and coffee, and he's
bananas.
This guy's a nut job.
The Colts love Stroud. Colts love Levis as well, by the way.
I would think so.
Brian is about to flip like John if Milwaukee chokes us away. It's possible. All right. I feel like we're going to just go we might go the same here. This might be a little the same like the last time for a while. Seattle Seahawks. I have them picking Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, Georgia. Donald.
I've got them taking Anthony Richardson.
Oh.
Todd
Mr.
McShay
Alex.
says that they love. Todd McShay says Seattle will not leave the first round without a quarterback. So with that in mind, I can see Anthony Richardson being a really good scheme fit. He could play behind Smith maybe for a year, and then be ready to take over in 2024. So that's why I'm going to go with Anthony Richardson.
Shouts to Tudo for the
Tudo,
super chat.
Here's
Massive
the main
salutes and
guy.
respects to the Bronx boys, Alex, Luca, Donnie, and not Happy John. And for all diehard Giant fans in America, please slap all those stinky losers, boys, hard. Thank you, Tudo, for the super chat. Guys, also, let's get to 15 likes. I think Carter is going to have a Tunsil type fall because of character issues. Yeah, I mean, then again, too, it's a little egotistical. Maybe it's me. It's a little egotistical of him to, like, not visit with any team that's not in the top 10. Like, come on, dude. I think that's stupid. You must think really highly of yourself. Todd McShay and all these analysts suck, though, Donald. We'll see what happens. They might be giving smoke screens. They might be telling the truth.
I trust him more than Mel Kiper.
When you said that, it just reminded me of Frank Caliendo's impression of Mel Kiper.
God,
I don't know why. John, who the Seahawks
Alex?
picking?
I got the same guy as you, Jalen Carter, 5.
Luca,
I must divert and say Tyree Wilson.
you are different on every single pick, but it could be right. Who knows? All right. It's risky for a rebuilding team to take a chance on Carter because that guy can poison the locker room. Yeah. All right. Number 6, the Detroit Lions. I have them taking cornerback Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. Donald.
I have them taking cornerback Devin Witherspoon.
John.
I'm in agreement with Donald. Devin Witherspoon, corner.
Christian Gonzalez.
Wow. So it's basically like this.
Same position, but different players.
Right. All right. Number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders. I have them taking C.J. Stroud. Donald?
I have them taking Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez.
John?
I have the Raiders taking the first offensive tackle off the board, Paris Johnson.
Okay. Luca?
Peter Skoronsky.
Wow. Okay. So that was, it was a little different for everybody. I like that. Let's see. I trusted Mike Mayock, and look what happened when he became a GM.
That's
he's
true.
Horrible. How long is Goff going to be there? That's a good question. I must be very happy with the Karen Rodgers signing.
Hey, we're gonna be a playoff team this year. We have to be.
Have to be. All right. Okay, this is where it's going to get a little bit more interesting. The Atlanta Falcons at 8. I am going to have them take a guy by the name of Miles Murphy out of Clemson. Donald.
I have them taking Bijan Robinson.
Okay, all right.
Because it's a very Falcons thing to do, right? Because they
Yes.
desperately need an offensive tackle, but they're going to fall in love with running back.
Angry John.
I have the Falcons going with Anthony Richardson at quarterback.
Li says, congrats on the Jets for acquiring
Appreciate
Aaron
Li.
Rodgers.
Thank you, Li.
This is a good question. Over, under 3 Angry John rants for the Jets.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm going to say under for right now. I could change, though. Luca.
I'm actually going to go different than you guys. I'm going to say Atlanta adds another wide receiver. They just lost Olamide Zaccheaus, but I think they're going to form the next best wide receiver tandem and select Quentin Johnston along with Drake London.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to do a show.
So you guys all think that Falcons are going to start with Heineke and Ritter and be
Yes.
okay with it?
Yep. Let's see. Jimmy Butler's channeling his inner MJ, like father, like son. I'm happy that Aaron Rodgers is a Jet.
Thank you. Seth, you must be a Jet fan. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Seth.
All right. Next one. We got number 9 overall. The Chicago Bears. I have them taking the first offensive tackle off the board with Paris Johnson. Offensive tackle, Ohio State. Donald.
I have them taking Carter.
I've seen a lot of that. When they had the first pick, yeah, that is. But Angry John.
I have them taking Peter Skoronsky.
Luker.
I have them taking Paris Johnson.
Okay. So we agree on 2 picks. Jacob says it's going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba in his opinion. That's an interesting one, actually.
That's a good one, Jacob. I like that.
It's creative thinking. All right. Okay, we're already at number 10, the Philadelphia Eagles. I have them taking Bijan Robinson. Donald.
I have them taking Lucas Van Ness.
Okay. Angry John.
I'm in agreement with Donald. Luca Van Ness.
Luca.
Miles Murphy.
Okay. All right. Next pick. The Tennessee Titans, or in this case for Donald, it would be the Cardinals, and we know who he's picking. I'm going to stick the same thing. I'm going to say that Will Levis is a Tennessee Titan at 11. Angry John.
I'm with Will Levis at 11 too. The Titans.
I must
Jets.
concur.
Wow. Okay.
So we all agree. We just have a
Basically, not the
just have a
pick, but
different-
we all agree.
We all
Yeah,
agree
that's
that
cool.
he's going there. Okay.
Probably not. I mean, it's possible, Jacob. I mean, what? There's 3 quarterbacks that are better than him. Who knows? Somebody will reach, possibly. The Jets pick at 15 now because of the Rodgers trade. Just
Oh,
to
that's
inform
flip-flop.
you in the chat.
You skip,
Okay.
Skip the Texans.
The Houston Texans at number 12. I have them taking Davon Witherspoon out of Illinois. Donald.
Well, I've been toing and froing on this. It's either Jackson Smith and Jigba or they go quarterback.
Ooh.
I think that because they went defense in the top two, then they go quarterback. So give me them taking Hendon Hooker.
Whoa.
Wow. That early in the first?
It is very Texan-ish.
It's a very Texans. I'm just trying to get in the mindset of how to be a Houston Texan, and it's always usually stupid.
Ha!
Yeah, the buck tooth. Patrick, what am I now? Stupid? No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
What was I going to say? Tudo, we have not gotten to pick number 25 yet. John, do we go to you for the Texans?
Not yet. I have them taking the first wideout off the board, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Okay.
A little twist here. I have them taking Michael Mayer.
The tight end?
Yes.
All right.
Him and Dalton Schultz be like Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
That team is so like mid of mid.
Are they even mid?
That's a good question. I think that's the Falcons, honestly. Pick number 13 to the Green Bay Packers. My position has not changed. My pick has not changed. I think they're going to go Pete Skoronski at 13. Donald?
I also have them taking Pete Skoronski. You guys are going to get an excellent offensive tackle.
Well, I have the Packers taking a different offensive tackle in Darnell Wright.
No, I'm talking about the Jets.
It's the Packers pick now.
Packers now.
Because of the swap.
They
They
swapped
swapped
first
round
rounders.
picks.
Oh, okay. Well, I got the Jets taking Skoronski. So,
Awesome.
in fact, I will have the Packers then taking Kincaid, tight end.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree, Seth. Falcons are mid. Luca, your pick.
I'm actually going to concur. I was actually thinking about this. I'm in concurrent with Donald. I'm going to say they also take Dalton Kincaid.
Okay, all right.
I know it's two tight ends in a row for me, but it just create a little, create something.
So the next team is Jeffrey's team, the New England Patriots. I have them taking the first wideout off the board, which is Jackson Smith and Jigba, at number 14 overall. Donald?
It's either offensive tackle or receiver. So I was thinking about Paris Johnson or Jackson Smith and Jigba. They don't really have any receivers that are good in New England. So give me Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm with you on that.
Angry John.
I have them taking defensive end Miles Murphy.
All right. Luker.
I must concur and say JSN with 2/4 of the panel.
We never really, other than the Levis pick, we never really
Have it a greed census.
have a consensus, which is a good thing. All right. The New York Jets, the Mighty Green. I have them taking Broderick Jones, 15th overall, offensive tackle out of Georgia. Donald.
Yeah, I've got the Jets taking Skoronski.
Angry John.
I also have them taking Broderick Jones.
Luca.
And,
Roderick Jones.
Alex,
so.
it's pronounced Luker.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Luker. All right. So next one is we're about halfway done. Washington Commanders, whatever the hell their name is. I have them taking a corner by the name of Deontay Banks at 16. Donald.
I have them taking Osiris Torrance.
That's
First off, thank you, Tudo, for the kind message. See, what a guy Tudo is. One of my favorites in the chat. But anywho, I got the commies taking tight end Dalton Kincaid.
Okay. Luca.
In a bit of a twist, I have the Minnesota Vikings trading up to grab Bijan Robinson.
At 16? Oh.
I think Dalvin Cook's going to leave, whether they release him or trade him. That's obviously, I don't think it's a first-round pick, rather, but I think Minnesota goes up and grabs him ahead of a team like Tampa.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do this show. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers, 17th overall. They like selecting their local guys. You know, they selected Kenny Pickett last year. They're going to select Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State, number 17. Donald.
I have them going tackle because they want to protect Kenny Pickett. So I'm going to go with them taking Paris Johnson.
Okay. Angry John.
I have them taking a corner, but I have them taking Christian Gonzalez.
Okay. Guys, is Corsack reach for the Jets? That's a punter out of Rutgers, by the way.
We got
No,
more stuff.
they would. I wouldn't be shocked if they picked him first overall. They traded up for him.
At 17, I have the same ideology as Donald. They're going to grab a tackle, this one being Darnell Wright.
Okay. All right. 18th overall, and I was fiddling with this one a little bit. It's the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Branch. Donald.
I've got them taking Kalijah Clancy.
Okay. Angry John.
I'm actually going to give – I should give 2 picks credit to Matt Riley because he talked me into it. I'm giving him credit for the Will Anderson. I'm giving him credit for this pick. I think the Lions go with running back Bijan Robinson.
Interesting. Luker.
I have the Detroit Lions selecting Jalen Carter.
Falls that low. Wow. All right. Pick number 19. And let me see what I have for this one. I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. I was going to go Darnell Wright, but I'm not going to.
This is Brian's team.
This is Brian's team. I'm going to go Osiris Torrance here. Number 19 overall. He stays in the state of Florida. Donald.
Bad takes. Brian thinks Tampa Bay are going to go tackle. But because he's Brad takes Brian, do I want to do with that? So
I was like waiting for him to say,
give me Jalen Carter. Give me Jalen Carter instead at 19.
Angry John.
I have the Bucks taking outside linebacker Nolan Smith.
All right. Luker.
I have the Tampa Bay Bucks selecting Lucas Van Ness.
Okay. By the way, is an update
Brian
here.
does endorse the pick, by the way.
Yes, sir, Seth. All right. I think we're at 20 now. Yep. Seattle again. I think they're going to go edge, and I think they're going to go Nolan Smith, edge out of Georgia. Donald.
I also have them going edge. I have them going getting Miles Murphy.
All right. Angry John.
I have them going offensive guard and taking Osiris Torrance.
Not bad. Luka.
I have them taking defensive tackle and Kalijah Cansey.
It's not a bad pick either. I'm not going to lie. All right. Getting closer to that New York Giants pick. Number 21 overall for the Los Angeles Chargers, because they're always lost as well. I'm going to go Cam Smith, cornerback out of South Carolina. Donald?
Give me Jordan Addison, wide receiver.
Wow. We did get the Jets pick, by the way, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Angry John.
I have the Chargers taking Brian Branch, safety.
We will probably, I'll consider it, but likely it's going to be next Sunday, the call-in show. Luka.
I have the Chargers taking Nolan Smith.
All right. Yeah, they swap picks. Yep, you're right, Duran. All right, number 22 overall. Baltimore Ravens. They got OBJ. It's not enough. They're going to get Quentin Johnson, TCU wide receiver. Donald probably agrees with me in that light. Exactly. So great minds think alike. Angry John.
I also have them going wide out, but I have them taking Zay Flowers.
Interessante. Luca.
I have the Baltimore Ravens going wide receiver, but Jordan Addison.
So we have the same position, just 3 different ones.
Mhm.
Addison would probably be my second guess. Anyway, Minnesota Vikings. Now, I know Lucas said you said you did a trade of some sorts. You'll get to explain your analysis and philosophy behind it. 23 overall. I'm going to have them taking Emmanuel Forbes, Mississippi State corner. Donald.
I have them taking Brian Branch.
Okay. Me and Donald said Jackson Smith and Jigba Jeffrey. Angry John.
I also have them going corner, but I have them selecting Joey Porter Jr.
Okay. That's actually a very good fit for Brian Flores' system. Luker.
I have the Washington Commanders selecting Devon Witherspoon.
Okay. All right. One more pick till Big Blue. I can't wait till Thursday when that comes up. Number 24 overall, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have them selecting Kaylee Ringo, cornerback, Georgia.
I was thinking Ringo as well, but because Porter has dropped, I have them taking Porter instead.
Angry John.
I have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking a defensive tackle, Mazai Smith.
All right. Luca.
So I have the Jacksonville Jaguars selecting defensive tackle Brian Baresi.
Okay. All right. So, actually, no, I didn't select him for the Giants. I was about to give something away, but that's okay. 25 overall. The New York Giants are going to select a wide receiver. They're going to select Jordan Addison out of USC.
That would be monster. That would be monstrous.
Who are the Giants picking, Donald?
I have them going corner because of the depth of receiver in the second rounds. So in that case is between Deontay Banks and Forbes. I think Banks is a better fit for the press man system, even though I'm a big fan of Forbes, and I think Forbes has been heavily linked with the Giants, but Dan Duggan says the ideal fit for the Giants would be Banks. I like Dan Duggan. I'm going to ride with Dan Duggan, so I'm going to go with Deontay Banks, Giants, 25.
Angry John.
I have them going wide receiver. And it was a flip between wide out and corner, but I have them taking Quentin Johnson.
Okay. Luca.
I have the Giants also going wide out this time with Zay Flowers.
I'd love that pick.
Yeah, I'd like that pick too. I can totally see that.
All right. Number 26, the Dallas Cowboys. I have them selecting Michael Mayer, tight end, Notre Dame. Donald.
I too have them selecting Michael Mayer.
John.
I have them selecting Michael Mayer.
Luca, it's up to you.
I have them selecting linebacker Trenton Simpson.
That could be a Dallas pick. That could be a Dallas pick.
Definitely a Dallas pick.
All right, number 27, the Buffalo Bills. I'm actually going to switch up my pick for this one. And I say they go Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle, Pittsburgh. Donald.
I have them pissing off all Giant fans and selecting Zay Flowers, wide receiver.
I would definitely be pissed at that. I'm not going to lie to you. Angry John.
I also have them going wide out, but I have them taking Jordan Addison.
Seems like a pick they would make. Luker.
I have them beefing the interior offensive line with Osiris Torrance.
I've seen that. I've seen that a lot. I'm not going to lie.
Seen that too.
Typical Yankees, Brad. Preferring your comment. Okay. So the next one is Cincinnati, and they're going to take a tight end, Dalton Kincaid out of Oregon State. Actually, no, that's Musgrave. I forgot about him. I forgot he existed, but Dalton Kincaid nonetheless. Donald.
I see them going safety, so give me Battle.
Early first round, okay.
Angry John.
I see them going corner. Give me Keely Ringo.
Okay.
It's a good one.
I have them going corner with Joey Porter Jr.
All right. Dwindling down to the final 3 picks, the New Orleans Saints. I have them selecting defensive tackle Brian Breesy.
I have them taking Nolan Smith, 29.
Okay. Kind of like they did last year with Peyton Turner. Angry John.
Alex, sometimes great minds think alike. I, too, have them selecting Brian Bracey.
Luca.
I have them taking edge rusher from Notre Dame, Isaiah Foskey.
All right. And then down to the 2 that were in the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles. And I think Donald and I think alike, just not on the same pick. Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa. Donald.
I have them taking Mazzie Smith, beefing up the D-line. I think they're going to attack defense in the first round. So, yeah, I see them taking Mazzie Smith, who kind of blew away people in the combines and looks like a bit of a monster, this dude.
Okay. Angry John.
It's funny. I have Luca Van Ness at 10 to the Eagles, but at 30, I have them taking the offensive tackle, Anton Harrison.
All right. And Luker.
Very Eagles pick. I have them taking Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't like him too much. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, last pick of them all. Kansas City Chiefs. This seems like a very Chiefs pick in my opinion. I might be wrong. Linebacker Trenton Simpson out of Clemson. Donald.
I could totally see them getting Jalen Hyatt.
Yep, they've been looking at wide receiver a little bit.
But I also think that they might want to go tackle. And they might see that Broderick Jones has somehow dropped to the bottom of the first round, and they might jump all over that and beef up the protection for Patrick Mahomes. So actually, I'm going to go and change my original idea, which was Hyatt, and go Broderick Jones.
Okay. Angry John.
I have the Chiefs selecting Kalijah Kancey, defensive tackle.
Oh, I would love that for the Chiefs.
That'd be a really good pick for them.
Luca is correct. They mentioned Gibbs on the Eagles radio this morning.
I have them.
Luca.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs selecting Anton Harrison, offensive lineman.
So within 2 picks. All right. Well, that does it for the mock draft, but
I have Pittsburgh taking Steve Avila at 30.
pick?
32?
There is no 32.
Don't they have a pick at the bottom of the first round?
Because
Miami got eliminated because of the whole tanking thing.
Oh fuck! Right, okay.
So it's 31 this year. Stupid Miami.
You stupid Dolphins. Stupid owner.
Dolphins. But we're not done with the NFL. We have one more thing to go, and I've seen this guy mentioned a lot tonight. And he's going to be our prospect of the week for the final edition before we head into our NBA. And that guy is this man, Zay Flowers. So give me one solid second, and we're going to cook up the film on Mr. Zay Flowers that I, of course, have. So let's put this up here. All right. Anyway, it's as I said, it's from like last. I think it wasn't last week. It was the week before. It's going to be small, so I'll just tell you guys where Zay Flowers is. But anyway, welcome to the final presentation of NFL Draft Prospect of the Week. Today's candidate is Boston College wide receiver Zay Flowers. He is 22 and listed at 5'10", 172 pounds. He played 4 years at Boston College. This year was his first over 1,000 yards, 78 receptions, 1,077 yards, 12 touchdowns, and also in the running game, 12 carries, 40 yards, over 1,100 in scrimmage. So, and also 13.8 yards per reception and 12 games played. So let's take a look. He is number 4 on the screen. Right now, he's going to be at the top. coverage there. You'll probably get it from another point of view because this is the all 22. I just wanted Meyer, by the way. Their quarterback is horrible. One of the worst college quarterbacks I think I've ever seen. Here he is going to be right here. Yep. Bottom of the screen.
Oh my God, he's fast.
That's not even the best play yet. I think Donald's going to cream himself. But this is obviously going to be the same play just from a different angle. All right, here. I think I got to speed this up a little bit. Here we are. Okay, he's going to be bottom of the screen. Okay, I don't know why that one was picked out. Anyway, move this along. All right, he's at the bottom of the screen now. Or not.
Oh, what's happening here?
I have no idea. This one will get it back, though.
Yo.
He burned that.
Burnt to a crisp. Watch it again. All right. This one is probably one of the more fun ones.
He's electric. Wow.
Here, you'll see him. He's going to come in the picture eventually and open. See it from another angle. You'll see him again. Double coverage. Not a problem. He's not that tall, too, so he has to come up and get this.
That's a nice catch.
All right. He's going to be at the top of the screen.
Imagine what he'll do with a good quarterback.
Exactly. I'm not going to read the quarterback's name for this one because there's a lot of sex jokes that could be put behind it.
Oh, God.
Skip this along here. All right. I think we got it here. Or not. See it again. He'd be good on those Daniel Jones bootlegs, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
See, he doesn't necessarily get the reception. It's just how bad Phil Jerkoff is as a quarterback. He's at the bottom of this. Actually, let's see where he ends up. Yeah,
I believe he was the one in motion,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, well, he's right near that the middle mark right there.
the 30-yard line.
That star-looking thing, the X.
Yeah,
he's wide
hash
open,
mark.
but he chooses to take the hole, which he's an idiot. I don't get that at all. I just thought I'd point it out. Don't need to see this jerk off running again. I guess we do. Okay, Obviously, this cut more than I needed, but I'm just going to show one more just to skip to the end. Actually, two more that really go to his flaws, I would say. Let's see here against Notre Dame. You'll see it from a different angle. Backwards pass that he drops, and it gets returned for a touchdown. And then you'll see one more after this. Then here's just a concentration drop. Got to have that in the hands. See it one more time from a different angle. Imagine what he would do if he caught that. But anyway, just to wrap up, with this prospect of the week before we get some first thoughts, I love Zay Flowers as one of the better wideouts in the draft. He's electric in space and has the ability to create separation. He's very good for any offense that needs a guy who gets yards after the catch. Some issues and concerns with Zay Flowers are indeed his size and catch radius, as well as his ability to run block and drops. He had, I believe the number was 9 this year at Boston College. The size issue in the NFL is wearing off, especially after seeing guys like Jalen Waddle succeed. However, also as well mentioned, Phil Jerkoff wasn't one of the better quarterbacks in college football. Overall, I see Flowers as a fit for Big Blue. I'm willing to question if the Giants will still need a number 1 wideout, even after selecting Flowers, but I shall be proven wrong. I say first round, early second, fit for the Giants. Don't really have a comp for him. NFL says Travis Benjamin. What are you guys' thoughts on Zay Flowers? I'll start with Donald.
I think he'd go anywhere between 21 and 31. I think he'll go mid to bottom of the first round. He's fast, incredible acceleration, turn of speed. I guess just looking at the highlight reel, he wants to make sure that he's not thinking ahead before making the catch.
Right.
You want to make sure the ball is secure before taking off. I think maybe sometimes he thinks maybe his legs are moving before he's focused on just securing the catch. It's about the only criticism. Apart from that, I mean, he's getting wide open and he's going to do incredible damage. I think that either the Giants or the Bills will get him. I think the Bills with Josh Allen, I think he'd be unbelievable there. Certainly an upgrade to what they have opposite of Stephon Diggs. And plus, they're not even sure if they're going to go Diggs long term. So I think they will go receiver. So I could totally see him being there. And I could totally see the Giants. They love Boston college guys. Well, they certainly did with Dave Gettleman. Basically, if you came from Boston College, you're probably going to the Giants. So the Giants probably do have a very strong relationship with Boston College. So I would not be surprised. I think if the Giants took him, I'd still be very, very happy. It's just the debate is what's the bigger need? Probably corner, but wide receiver is still a huge need too. So anyway, back to Flowers. I think he's awesome. Very excited about him.
Just to quickly answer Jacob's thing, talent level, he's 2 more inches in size, and I think he has the ability to separate more than Wan'Dale does. Because there were times last year where Wan'Dale could not get open. And listen, Zay Flowers has not made his NFL debut yet, so I have nothing to say in terms of that. But as of right now, I think he's got better separation skills. My personal opinion. John,
agreed.
I'll say this for sure that I like the fact he can separate, but again, we've seen so many guys separate in this league, and the one issue is that drop, or the drops in catch radius that Alex mentioned. There are so many guys in this league you can name that have been in this league that can separate and just are speed demons, but you can't catch the fucking football in this league, you're not going to last very long. So that's my one criticism. But I do see him in the like back half of the first round, the 20s around there. I could see him with the Giants, but I had him going with Baltimore in my mock draft. So we'll see.
What I will say also as well, and I'm not comparing him to Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase's rookie year had like a lot of drops. He had a lot of production too. So, I mean, once again, it's the Giants, so we'll see what happens. Luca, your thoughts?
I like his ability to separate. I like him on those fade routes.
Yeah. he plays a little bit bigger than his size, but his catch radius, is still a bit of an issue. But I think he's really electric. The draft is like Christmas. You never know who's going where, and if there are any trades are going to happen. That's what this week is about, man. Speculation, and then when we get down to Thursday, Friday, no one's making any big trades on Saturday, but Thursday, Friday, that's when shit hits the fan, and we'll be here for it. So, any final thoughts on the NFL subject? And if not, I will let Luca lead into the NBA playoffs. All right. I guess I will take that and put it into Luca's hands.
All right, so I thought I'd just recap real quick. The Miami Heat are now 1 game away from possibly facing the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference semifinals, potentially renewing a long rivalry in the playoffs dating back to the 1990s. Jimmy Butler, folks, I have this in my notifications. This is stats right here. Jimmy Butler tonight, 56 points.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely shitting on the Milwaukee Bucks. 29th.
56?
So he is the 29th player in NBA history to score 50 or more in a playoff game. Highest scoring postseason game since Giannis in 2021. The 8th seed Miami Heat, as you see it, are up on the Bucks, the number 1 seed, 3-1. Some Knicks fans are already dreaming of an Eastern Conference semifinals rematch between the Heat and the Knicks, dating back to the year 2000, where they last played in the playoffs in the semifinals, where the Knicks won, I believe, in 7 games to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals that year. That would be the last time the Knicks were in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I want to dream. But obviously, we can't get ahead of ourselves. Both Miami and the Knicks have to win one. We'll get respectively. But Donald, obviously, you were a Knicks fan back then. What do you think of the vibes that are coming from this?
I'm blown away. I thought the Bucks would destroy the Heat, but remember, Giannis is back in Game 4.
Yeah, Giannis played, but he didn't play like Jimmy Butler did.
No, I think maybe Giannis will certainly try and revive this series, but this is unbelievable, and this opens up the whole playoff landscape. If both teams see it out, this opens up the whole Eastern Conference, because I think the Celtics are eminently beatable.
Yes.
And then, you could beat them. The Knicks could beat them. As for the Heat, playoff Jimmy is another very hard to stop. He's outrageous in the playoffs.
Let me just say this as well. Giannis put up a triple-double in a loss. 26, 10, and 13.
Jesus.
With a net rating of 1. Let me give you some of his role players who did not perform so well. Chris Middleton, 14 points, but 4 of 12 from the field.
Ugh.
Brook Lopez took 13 shots. He had 36 points. He was actually the leading scorer tonight. Brook Lopez was the leading scorer, 36 points, 13 of 23, 14 of 7 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line with 11 rebounds and 4 assists. Grayson Allen, 2 of 6 with 8 points.
Couldn't happen to a bigger asshole.
Drew Holiday, 6 of 19, 14 points with a -2 net rating.
Overrated.
Joe Ingles only took 1 shot in 18 minutes, 3 points. Bobby Portis, 6 shots in 12 minutes, 5 points. Pat Connaughton, 8 points in 20 minutes. Javon Carter, 8 minutes, no points. So they're not getting much contributions out of Giannis and Brook Lopez. That's what's going to be the problem. And that was the problem. That was the problem when they lost on, I think it was on Saturday night against the Heat in Miami. So that's a problem because Giannis is still kind of playing hurt, but I have serious concerns for this team. Can they come back? Of course, but these guys need to step up.
Mm-hmm. And if Batman, so I always say this, every Batman needs their Robin. If Giannis can't get the production out of Chris Middleton or whether it's Drew Holiday, the Heat could have a legit just win one more game against them. And that's what happened tonight.
Game
but
5.
I'll also say this. Brian, since you don't want to help me and be the reverse jinx, I am hoping Miami's curb stomps them. I will root for Miami for one game just to win, just so Brian goes home upset.
You know, Brian, it's funny because Brian was complaining in the chat about Knicks fans because one person says, you know what, the Knicks are going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. It was obviously not a serious tweet, but it was like a dream tweet because everybody can dream. And he's like, this is why I hate the Knicks fans sometimes. I'm like, okay, salty Brian, your team's down 3-1. My team is up 3-1. But anyways, obviously it's a big factor. Jimmy Butler, 56 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 15 of 18 from the line, 3 of 8 from 3, 19 of 28 from the field in 40 minutes. Destructive. Some other role players, Bam Adebayo, 15 points, 16 from the field, -1 net rating. Kevin Love, only 6 points. Max Strus, 0 points. He practically carried the entire team. Like, there's nobody that has reached higher than 15 points other than Jimmy Butler. Gabe Vincent, 10 points. Caleb Martin, 12 points. Duncan Robinson, 9 points. Kyle Lowry, 6 points. So it was essentially the Jimmy Butler show, and it's a little embarrassing that the Bucks could not topple the Heat. So that is that. But I think we should move to our Knicks. John, your thoughts on the games 3 and 4, if you want to cover them both, or you just want to solidly cover game 4.
I'd like to give Josh Hart the biggest thank you ever, because he is by far, he's not the best player, but he's easily the most valuable player that we fucking have on this team. Josh Hart goes as these Knicks go. He does it all. I've just been enamored with his play, and I'm literally, like I said yesterday, I'd like to kick Mayor Adams out of office and give Josh Hart the key to the city. He could be the mayor, okay? This was an excellent trade by the Knicks front office and Leon Rose. Jalen Brunson was fantastic yet again. And you know what? I didn't even expect it, but we literally shut down Donovan Mitchell in game 4 yesterday. I was in the chat while you guys were doing the live stream. I liked also the effort from Mitchell Robinson. He got some key offensive rebounds, fought for a lot. Big energy and effort guy from him. And I'll give RJ Barrett his credit, because after game 2, I was ready to bench this dude, but he showed up at the Garden twice, and I think he played pretty well. If you ask me, he finally looked like a contributing piece. The one guy, unfortunately, that has looked meh was Julius Randle. I thought he had a terrible game. But you know what? I'm going to try and avoid the negative and be positive. We're up 3-1. We're in Cleveland Wednesday, so I'm praying that we can go to the second round.
Donald.
Oh, yeah. So, as John broke down, Hartenstein, the Blockenstein was really good too.
Yeah,
let's not forget about the Blockenstein. He was awesome. Josh Hart has the heart of the city and the heart of the fan base, and my heart too. I absolutely adore this man. Steal of a deal. Can't believe we managed to get him for Cam freaking Reddish. Absolutely incredible.
Do you remember we were talking
daylight
about
robbery?
Possibly not even getting anything for Reddish.
Yeah, right.
We were literally saying we might not be able to get anything for this guy because he had no value. And
how about getting the guy that's pulled this whole thing together?
Right.
An unbelievable trade. So I love Josh Hart. He is so good in the playoffs. He's exactly the type of player that you need in the playoffs. He does everything. Everything. Defense, transition, cuts to the rim, open 3-pointers, steals, fights, leads the team. He just does everything. Love him. Jalen Brunson, playoff Jalen, Captain Clutch. Give him whatever name you want to call him. He is unbelievable. I think you could make the argument he is king of New York. I think, in fact, he is king of the New York right now, because all in New York roots for the Knicks, and it's just amazing to watch him. Look at the Garden, man. The energy of the Garden is unbelievable, unrivaled, and and it's all for this Knicks team and headed by Jalen Brunson. his footwork, I keep saying this in every stream, and I maintain this is the best I've ever seen in the league right now. You could obviously, stats got better handles, but Jalen Brunson's footwork is just insane. If you watch his footwork, it's unbelievable how he manages to get space when there's no space. It's freaking insane to watch. So good. He's in his bag right now, and he's unstoppable, and he's better than Donovan Mitchell. Statistically, he is anyway. You look at the playoff numbers, Donovan Mitchell is in the same stratosphere. So, as for Donovan Mitchell, man, he looks lost. He looks pissed, and he looks frustrated. He couldn't handle Deuce McBride just for the 5 minutes that Deuce McBride played on Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell fell apart mentally. He couldn't deal with that type of on-ball defense against him. Remember when he fell over and then just tripped up Blockenstein? Because because Deuce did such a great job defending him. So that's the thing, man. Like, he's been off for half the series, Donovan Mitchell. And his teammates, good, but not great. Garland is phenomenal. Love Garland. Jared Allen was lost. He couldn't handle the next rim defense. That was great. And Mobley has basically been a non-factor for much of the series. So I think the Knicks have done an unbelievable job, and I fully expect them to get through. And their tails are down right now, and our tails are up. This is the opportunity to stamp them out.
Yeah, definitely. Since you were mentioning Jared Allen, I've actually, I just found this stat. Well, I didn't really find it, but it's been mentioned on Twitter. You get to look up each team's defensive field goal percentage and, how much percent does this guy give up or that guy. Donovan Mitchell gave up a defensive field goal percentage of 57% yesterday.
Wow.
He was cooked. Jared Allen, 53%.
He looked cooked too. Remember, did you see the clip where Jared Allen was like, I think we played pretty good defense?
And then he looked at the stats and
he was like, maybe not.
Yeah, so they look shook. The Cleveland Cavaliers look shook. I obviously want to put this game away early, but we'll see what Donovan Mitchell does in Game 5. But the Knicks really pissed him off, and even his own teammates too. Like he made a lot of turnovers yesterday. It just he was so distracted, and what you want to get in his head, Mitchell, and he had he was a -8 on the court. And 6 turnovers. 6. Mobley was a +2. LeVert was a -11. Allen was a -11.
How many field goals did Donovan Mitchell have?
I think like 4 or 5.
So he had more turnovers than field goals.
Mitchell was 5 of 18.
So he had more turnovers than field goals.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Can you imagine that?
And he had 5 assists and 4 rebounds, but I don't think that really matters. But for the Knicks side, Brunson, +9, 29 points and 11 to 22. RJ Barrett, 26 points, +2. 9 of 8 from the field. Obviously needs to work on that 3-point shot. But I like how RJ Barrett did stick to his strengths. We gave him some credit yesterday. We're going to give him credit again. But one thing that is going to disappear in some fans' eyes, but I think it should reappear, give credit to somebody who I've been hard on this entire season. Tom Thibodeau for sticking with the hot hand and Obi Toppin in the fourth quarter for the entire quarter. Going with the hot hand, sticking away from his pride, and it was the right decision.
100%.
He absolutely deserves the credit. And the Knicks have completely rattled this team. And I also like to prescribe a little, if you need to kill insects, I suggest you get this product, folks, in your house, outside your house, if they're bothering you. We got Spider Killer, endorsed by Deuce McBride and Josh Hart. Home pest control, Hart, for indoor and outdoor use. So that's credits to Josh Hart. That's credit to.
Well, I didn't know where that was going because I thought, hey, are we doing monetization now? Are we doing advertising? I thought some insect bug killers representing Bigfoot in the Bronx.
It does take stones, disgruntled. It does take stones. I've been very hard on Tibbs all year, but I would personally say he's outcoached JB Bickerstaff the entire series. the entire series. He's been that good.
No
So
question about it.
I found this on Twitter. Let's watch a little Jalen Brunson film. Not film, but much highlights. Let me press play.
I might need to change my pants watching this. Boom. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Footwork. Look at that footwork. Oh, there you go. Footwork again.
Doesn't even matter if he's open. He's still gonna hit it.
That's the thing, man. But he creates space when there's no space. That's just ridiculous. Again, it's footwork. Creating space when there's no space. Oh. Oh, baby. Just so good. Just so good. I want a Jalen Brunson jersey so bad. Oh, baby. I love you, Brunson.
Oh my god, that was
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
that was such a clutch rebound from Hart there, by the way.
Oh, those are my guys. Hart and Brunson. Oh.
If you want me to be completely honest, that was the most important play of the game. That shut Cleveland out. That messed them up. That got them out of the game. That was credit to Josh Hart, credit to Jalen Brunson for making the three. Another unsung hero of yesterday, in my opinion, would be Mitchell Robinson, dominating on the glass. Obviously, they got him to the foul line a lot, but I think he's outplayed Jared Allen probably the last two games. He struggled a little bit to start, but I think that he's been great so far in the last.
And Hartenstein's completely outplayed Allen. Like both our centers have outplayed Allen.
100%. Mobley, I think, is shook, as Donald was mentioning. He still hasn't really made his mark. So we've got Cleveland right where they want him. This series can still end in 6 games, but I'm confident the Knicks can finish it out in 5. Just step on their heads and kill them.
The best power forward on the court was, in fact, Obi Toppin.
I would agree. I definitely agree with that. Randall didn't play well yesterday, obviously, but I'm going to leave that out. But Obi Toppin did his thing. It's like he shines in the playoffs. It's like there's like a different vibe. I feel his defense is even better in the playoffs because he just feels the moment. He's a moment for the moment guy. Jalen Brunson lives in the moment. So does RJ Barrett for the last 2 games. So
yes, RJ Barrett, man, he's a big game player. For all his limitations in terms of IQ and maybe athleticism and skill, boy, does he step up in clutch spots.
Showed up.
I mean, the funny shots, the awkward shots he was making, the fadeaway on Osmond, the reverse layup on Mobley.
Crazy.
He's using his strength, and that's what I'm talking about. I said this about Randall yesterday with the basketball IQ thing. Like, RJ's using his IQ. He's using his strengths to get by everybody. Using your strengths, use what you're good at. RJ's not a good perimeter shooter. We know that. But RJ is not afraid to drive down the rack and hurt you with strength.
I feel like...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, because both guys have gone cold in this series at times, I feel like though RJ tries to take himself out by at least attacking the basket, sometimes you'll just see Randall settle for dumb jump shots.
That's the problem. I talked about the IQ yesterday. It's not a complex defense he's looking at. Yeah, I just saw AD is hurt. We'll talk about that in a sec. But
are you kidding me? Oh my God.
He was also hurt in game 3, I think it was.
What a joke.
But regardless, it's the Randall struggles. It's not like first of all, he's missing shots, obviously. Sometimes he just completely tunes out, which I don't appreciate. But it's like they're not even throwing complex defenses at him. All he has to do is drive to the basket. He has the mismatch against Mobley, so he could hurt him every time. You drive into the paint, you can attract 2 defenders. You get kicked out to Brunson, Barrett, Hart, whoever. So,
in fairness to Randall, Tibbs did say that he's playing injured and that most players would not be playing right now with the injury that he's got. But if you're available, then you're healthy, as far as I'm concerned. If you're playing, then we have to judge you on your on how you're playing. And he played pretty damn well in game 1. He was awful in game 4. He really was. But I'm glad that he didn't pout. Like, he was fine, like standing in the sidelines cheering for the team.
For his teammates.
He was there for his teammates, which is really good. And Obi Toppin had his moment, and I'm really proud of him. And like the whole team has come together, and that's what it's all about, man. Some nights are going to be for you, some nights aren't. As long as everyone as a team pulls together, and that's what they've done. But yeah, I mean, I'm not overly concerned about Randall, but again, playoff Randall is not a thing. Like we kind of know that he's not really a clutch guy. You know, he's a confidence guy. RJ Barrett's a confidence-based player too. And you could see RJ Barrett's playing with confidence. You can see Julius Randle's playing without confidence, and you can see how that really resonates on the court. We'll just have to see how Julius Randle responds to Game 5. At this stage, I would consider even just sitting him and resting him in case we need him for a Game 6 or something like that. It's worth thinking about if he is that injured. But as for Randall, yeah, man, he struggles in the playoffs, but we wouldn't have gone here without him. So he is our all-star, and I still root for the guy.
Yeah, I understand. I'm rooting for him too. I just like if the Knicks are going to advance in the next round, which is a 95% chance happening, he obviously has to step up. Another thing that kind of pissed me off today was I know it was going to happen, but Lauri Markkanen won Most Improved Player over Jalen Brunson.
No, he won?
Yeah, he did.
How did it
Brunson
work
was
out?
third. Brunson was third place, not second.
Oh, fuck off.
I'm gonna get the votes right here, but Markkanen won.
The worst part is we didn't take home any fucking awards. We lost out on the 6-man, and we lost out on Most Improved.
You know what? I'll be honest. If we're up in the series, I'll trade that. But obviously,
Of course. I'm not saying that's.
I just hate the voters hate the Knicks. That just annoys me.
Markkanen got 430 total points, 69 first place votes. Shai Gilgeous got 54 second place votes, 289 points. Jalen Brunson had 91 points in total and 38 third place votes.
Yeah, nobody was clearly watching the Knicks.
I get Markkanen. He was a first-time All-Star. He was a starter. He was kind of unknown around the league. He was a high-quality role player, I guess. But I just I still have a hard time because Brunson was special. He was robbed twice, technically, you could say. He was robbed a Most Improved Player, and he was robbed as an All-Star. But you know what? If that's going to piss off Brunson more, because I believe when he was not selected as an All-Star, the next game against the Clippers, he dropped 44 points.
Yeah, he went crazy.
If he lights up Cleveland the same way he did against the Clippers, then we're going to win Game 5. But obviously, our other guys have to step up, and which they have. So
I'm not even a Markkanen fan. I don't even rate him. I think he's just good. I don't even think he's that tremendous a talent. I just think he's good. He had a really good year. I think he's went from a really bad role player to a solid starter who is a peripheral all-star, and he made the all-star team, but I don't think he necessarily deserved it, but he made it nonetheless. So I can't take that away from him. So I guess if you go from bad to all-star, it means more to someone who is maybe like a role player at Dallas to becoming a superstar in New York. I guess that's how they've differentiated it. As for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's more of an MVP candidate than a Most Improved candidate for me, but he was already a bit of a star last year. He's just taking up that next level this year. So I guess it depends on how you differentiate it.
Of course.
I think Brunson really merited it. I think if people really watch the Knicks outside of New Yorkers, Jalen Brunson's the obvious answer.
I think he is too. Markkanen's one of those players, on a team like the Bulls, like he was obviously traded to the Bulls in the big Jimmy Butler trade. He would average like 17 points per game. But on a worse team, he averages 25 because he's getting a lot of those touches.
Yep.
On a better team without those lots of touches, he's averaging 15, 17 points per game. I'm not taking away from him, but it's the facts. Brunson's that good of a player, and he has transcended into the playoffs. Markkanen has not taken his team into the playoffs. Brunson has. Gilgeous-Alexander has not gone past the play-in round. Brunson has.
But as you say, what's really cool is the fact that no longer are the Knicks' only concern is to win an award.
That's true.
The award is in front of us, man. Like, we're involved in what really matters. So, fuck it. Let them vote. It don't matter.
If it builds us motivation, I don't care at the end of the day.
No, and I don't think it matters to Jalen Brunson, man. Like, I really don't.
Did you guys get a chance to watch the Kings-Warriors game?
Yes, I watched it. Watched the second half. Crazy.
It was very fun. Obviously, it ended on a Harrison Barnes missed shot. Barnes, surprisingly, he was good in the previous games. 3 of 11, 9 points, negative 12 from the field. De'Aaron Fox continues to light it up, but he was a -4 on the court. Sabonis was a -9. But Steph Curry, that one ridiculous shot he made was ridiculous.
Yeah, but what about him calling the timeout when there was no timeout?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then it was a technical foul, and then suddenly it brought them right back in the Kings right back in the game. And then Fox hit the 3 where he's not normally a 3-point shooter, and suddenly the Kings could have won the game had Harrison Barnes hit his shot at the buzzer. But Barnes for the bin, man. Barnes is for the bin. Like, this is what it all comes down to, man. Like, playoffs. You got one shot at glory. You got to take your shot. What's that Eminem song? You got one shot. Don't miss your chance to blow. You got this opportunity that comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself. He
That's the song. That's the name.
He blew it. So he blew it.
Malik Monk honestly should have got the shot. He had a better game, and I don't think he was too happy that he didn't get the shot. Let's watch this ridiculous shot from Steph Curry. Nobody knows how he made this, by the way. Shh. Let me just check this is on mute. It is.
He just gets up and walks away like it's nothing.
He's so good, man. He's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the main focus of last night's game was Curry, Thompson, and Jordan Poole all dropping above 20 points. Poole with 22, Curry with 32, Thompson 26. He's had a revival year. Andrew Wiggins had 18 as well. Draymond Green also came off the bench in this game. But this is very interesting because the series is even up at 2-2. The Sacramento Kings have won their first 2 at home. Then the Golden State Warriors have won 2 at home as well. Do you guys think the trajectory of the series has changed, or do you think this has not changed? It's going to go a full 7.
I still think it's going 7.
Donald?
I think it's going all 7 as well, man. And like, I'm rooting for the Kings to win the series, but I want it to go 7. So I wanted the Warriors to win that game just in order for it to go all the way, because I think this is the best series of them all. And it's so much fun. Look at the scores. It's wild. You see the pace and transition, the pace of play, the shot creation is so good, man. And fuck off, Jacob. Wow, Donald actually knows who Eminem is. Well, of course I know who Eminem is. Why would I know who Eminem is? Have I ever given any indication that I don't know who people are? I'm pretty clued in, man.
And yeah, so we went over the Warriors series. I think this is going 7. The Hawks are in. What's the Walt Clyde Frazier term? It starts with a D. Disarray. The Hawks are in disarray. They are on the verge of getting eliminated. They play tomorrow night. DeJounte Murray has been suspended for bumping a ref, and I think it was in Game 4. I think. Let's watch what he did.
Oh, you idiot.
He has been suspended, and therefore it looks like the Hawks will be eliminated. And Trae Young has played horribly. If you guys go watch B-Ball Breakdown's video on Trae Young and against the Celtics, it breaks down everything. Yes, very overrated. It breaks down why he's been so bad this series. It's not even about the defensive part. It's his offensive game. Yes, we know he's a good shooter. He has infinite range sometimes, not all the time. He's not Steph Curry or Dame Lillard, but he thinks he's that way. Like if he has an open pick and roll where he could drive to the basket and go for an alley-oop, he's going to step back and take that three. I'll try to send the link in the chat, but please watch the video. His decision making is probably the worst out of any quote unquote star player across the NBA. It's ridiculous how bad he is. But he's a problem. I think the Celtics are going to end up winning the series. I just wanted to add in that minor tidbit. But another thing, across the Brooklyn Bridge, the Sixers swept the Nets on Saturday. Anybody have any reactions?
Bye. Goodbye, irrelevant team. No one cares. Goodbye.
I am going to throw, if you guys could see it, that is the video for the whole Trae Young thing. But anyways, how far can the Sixers go? I think they're going to the conference finals. It's been rumored that the Nets might want Damian Lillard and John Collins on the team next season. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, those are good players to target, but do I think it's going to happen? No. I don't know.
Lillard's not going to go to Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
Like he wants to go to a team that can win. Brooklyn traded 3 all-stars, 3 of the best players in the game, all within 12 months, all because they knew that the Brooklyn aren't going to win anything. So, like, why would Damian Lillard then go over there to not win? He could just do that in Portland. So, like, you'd want to go to a team that's more ready-made to win if he was to move. That would be the Knicks, but I don't know if there's necessarily a fit there. But I think the New York Knicks is more of a threat to get Lillard than Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn will maybe get John Collins. I can see that. I think Brooklyn need to stop thinking that they're going to be able to be this pool for stars. Right. They got 3 of the best stars already, and none of them wanted to stay longer than a cup of coffee. So there's clearly a problem within the organization, the fan base, and or whatever it is. But they don't want to stick around. That's just facts, right? It's not even me being a Knicks fan hating the Nets. It's just facts. So in that case, they need to be smart and stop like thinking they're going to win this championship by a click of a finger and bring in all these stars. They need to start building properly. Do what the Knicks just had to do for a long time. Build properly, right? So that means sucking it up for a little while, man. Incrementally improving. They made a good start with Bridges, right? And this is me as an NBA analyst rather than a Knicks fan. This is how they're going to achieve things. They need to start building incrementally, man. Draft well. Use other draft assets to acquire good role players. Continue to build within the draft and through good role players and making smart deals incrementally. And then once you have a foundation, that's when you bring in the star. That only then do you do that. And you do not then suddenly sack your coach and then ask your star who they want as the coach. That's not how an organization that is successful works. You need to have a foundation, you need to have a coach, and you need to have everyone in sync, and then you can start building incrementally. That is how an organization is run. An organization isn't run by just giving everything up for 3 stars and going, do whatever the fuck you want because we don't know what we're doing. That doesn't work. That's been proven time and time again. No matter what sport, that does not work. So they need to stop, right? They need to stop thinking that they're going to compete with the Knicks. They never, ever will. They just aren't, right? Stop it. Just focus on being a good club, and they will be fine because they have smart people in charge, but they make dumb decisions.
Absolutely right. I completely agree. Could not agree more. And
I think I missed the spot. We're just sweeping up the dust.
We're in the playoffs, but anyways, I think their vision is they want Lillard, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, and Mikal Bridges on the same team. That's not going to happen because
they're going to do that.
Mikal Bridges could be worth a lot because of what he did in Brooklyn. He's going to be at least worth two or three first round picks. So
They should they should build around him.
Build
Look,
around.
look what he is like as the first option. Really good. But they just need to stop getting these stars, man. Just build incrementally.
I mean, do they have actually, like, in the last couple of years, like, thinking honestly, did they actually have a star besides Jared Allen, who's obviously been departed? Do they actually have a star that's been developed by them? Think about it.
No, not a star. I mean, they've developed Karis LeVert. They developed Dinwiddie. They developed Allen, but Allen's really taken off in Cleveland. LeVert's taken off in Cleveland, and Dinwiddie's Dinwiddie. Like, it's not really. There's not really much there. Oh, you could maybe make the argument D'Lo.
Russell was actually they made him into an all-star. That's true, but he was not even their draft pick. He was traded, I think, in the Brooklyn
that's right.
deal, if I'm not mistaken.
But they did develop him. I thought they
that's
developed
true.
him.
Yeah, that was more of an Atkinson thing. Is the question? The question is, do you trust Jacques Vaughn with developing? And what's the vision? What's the vision?
I don't know what their vision is. That's not clear. But I do trust Vaughn as a coach. I think he's a very good coach.
Yeah, definitely. So we've hit the nail on the head with Brooklyn. As I'm watching the game right now, the Lakers are up 46-35 on the Memphis Grizzlies. How about Dylan Brooks striking again? With he didn't get suspended.
Asshole.
Prick.
Unintentionally hitting LeBron in the groin and getting ejected. He looked so surprised when that happened, but it just proves further how bad of an asshole Dylan Brooks is.
You know what I have to say? If you're really surprised that you hit someone in like the groin area or the nut area, then you have to be a pretty stupid person in life. I don't know how many
He's
people.
the Vontez Perfect of the NBA.
Yeah, no, that's a great comparison. So
He's the prick's prick.
he is.
He really is. He's such a prick. I cannot stick him. Like, if there's the biggest asshole in sports, for me, he's number one.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the Lakers are going to win this series. If you guys want to provide any thoughts, small thoughts, and then the Timberwolves avoided. Dylan will be playing in China next season.
Guangdong Tigers.
The Guangdong Tigers.
I think he'd end up in prison in China. I think they're what they're like over there. I think he wouldn't last a game with his antics. If he kicks someone in the balls, he'll end up in prison, in state prison, working in some prison camp somewhere in outer Mongolia, and then he'd really be pissed.
The Mongolian Guangdong Tigers.
As he gets into a fight with Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Imagine them playing on the same team. But anyways, the Lakers are up 2-1. They're mostly going to go up 3-1, and I think they win the series in 6 or at least 5. Durant and the Suns are 1 game away from moving on to the semifinals, where they will face the winner of the Nuggets series, which it's probably going to be Nuggets Suns, but that's going to be a fun series as well. Does anybody have any final thoughts on the NBA in general?
No, let's go next, baby.
Let's go next. Let's get that W on Wednesday.
Well, John, if you want to talk a little hockey, and then we'll finish up with baseball.
Sure. I'd like to pull up a quote here from our head coach after the game, because this loss tonight was absolutely embarrassing. Artemi Panarin, 0 goals. Zemika Zibanejad, 0 goals. Both guys getting like 90 points plus in the regular season. So I would like to just pull up the tweet that I did see. Oh, here it is. Per Vince Mercogliano, who's one of the Rangers beat writers. Gallant says, "We didn't show up. We didn't play hard enough. We didn't compete hard enough. All we did was yell at the linesman for getting thrown out of faceoffs. A lot of bad things." I haven't seen a coach call out his team like that in a while. Wow. I hope they get the message, because, boy, they fucking stunk. They let the Devils play their game. 2 goals in the last 2 games is unacceptable. 2 goals in 7 periods is unacceptable. About 0 for a gazillion on the power play. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Why even take? Honestly, I would literally just sit on the ice and do nothing because that's what they do on the power play anyway. So absolutely nothing. If they blow this fucking series, I'm gonna rip them a new one. There's no reason why they should be in a 2-2 tie right now. They always like to do this. They like to go up early and then they like to fucking make it hard for themselves. They've done it in the past. There's no excuse why we can't win this fucking series. Because now we got to go back to Jersey and win in Game 5 Thursday night. So I'm not really a happy camper right now because this team decides not to score goals.
Yeah, definitely. Aren't they like 0-for-8 or 0-for-9 on the power play?
I also don't understand the setup. They literally put their best shooter in the slot. Why? Why is he in the fucking middle of the ice? Does that make any sense?
Not necessarily, because then he's going to get the most attention, I would think, right?
Oh, he can't shoot. How is he going to shoot when everyone's collapsing in the middle? It makes no fucking sense. Use your fucking head. God damn you people.
It's so important that they win this series because they built this team to go far in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't build the team just to make it, man. They built it to, you know, they acquired veterans, really good veterans, to take that next. Yeah, he's awesome to take that next step. They need to win this series. I really hope they can pull it out.
I was at Game 3 Saturday night. Okay, so I wasn't happy when they lost that game too, Mister. I don't understand the offensive strategy sometimes. It's they have guys that could score and they just don't fucking shoot.
Yeah.
They overpass. They overpassed on Saturday as well. They're not aggressive. And how are you letting what is he Schmidt's a rookie, right? Schmidt's a rookie?
Yeah, it's his first 2 playoff. I know he's the future for New Jersey, but god damn it, man. Like all of a sudden we can't beat him.
Brian said in our chat, John, that the New Jersey Rangers will win. A 50-50 statement.
And I hope and I agree with Matt's comment in the chat because I've been texting on the laptop, and I said that if Matt Riley stabs Brian, I'll be okay with it.
Violent harm much.
Well,
John,
you know what? He's doing it on purpose. It's all right. I'll go to his funeral.
John, what do you think needs to change for the Rangers in Game 5?
I want to first off change the fucking power play up because it's atrocious.
The lineup,
just like whether it's the lineup, the strategy, something needs to change. 0-for-9 is unacceptable, or 0 for the last 9. And then in general, there was no fucking speed, man. They just play so slow, and I'm like, I understand like they're not the speediest team, but like, come on, like show an extra burst out there. It's playoff. Right. Like, get the fucking lead out of your feet and get your skates going. Unbelievable.
John couldn't be any more disappointed with the Rangers.
I'm disgusted.
Well, I mean, then again, you got the Rogers thing today, and then you have something to kind of get you down to earth.
You see, I knew it shouldn't have. It should have happened tomorrow. Why? It. You know what? To quote the great Frank the Tank, it's a fucking garbage truck. That's what it is.
Wait, hold on. How did you quote him?
What do you say?
Oh, fuck a garbage truck!
That's right. Oh, fuck a garbage truck. That's right.
And this is probably John's thoughts right now on the series.
You shut up! You shut up! I'm so fucking scared right now. You shut up!
Literally, that is literally my thoughts. Shut up. Because I'm yelling at Brian as we speak.
That's
any other.
I was going to say, like, Brian says, oh, I think the Rangers will win. That's John's epic response. You shut up. You shut up. I'm so fucking scared right now. You shut up.
He's going to jinx me. He's going to do it. He's going to say the Rangers are going to win the next 2 games and they're going to get blown out. Seriously. It's. I don't even want to talk about them anymore. Go to the next topic.
Baseball.
All right. I could somewhat talk about them.
Yankees lost 6-1 tonight, by the way, folks.
Yeah, their offense kind of how do I put it? Stinks.
John, that's a complete understatement.
Donald, I gotta say, I heard your segment on Pinstripe Chronicles, and I was really impressed. You were right about the roster construction. If you want to open it up, you can.
Yeah, trying to recall what I said, but I was. I think it's pretty unacceptable that we're in a situation where, we were really crying out for a left fielder. That's really the only major move that needed to be made in the offseason. All winter long. Just bring in a left fielder. He didn't need to even be a superstar, a big money guy, just someone that you could reliably stick in as a backup for Stanton if he gets hurt, and obviously be a better player than Aaron Hicks. Franchi Cordero, I think the league's starting to catch up on him a little bit. And the Willie Calhoun is not a Major League Baseball player, man. Mm-hmm. He's a AAA player trying to play in majors. You look at his swing. He's late on everything, man. It looks like he's fouling everything off. He just looks late on things. He doesn't look the Major League caliber. Aaron Hicks, isn't even Major League caliber. He's not even single A caliber at this point. If you look at his numbers, a 115 slug, brah. There's people in single A right now who are about to be made unemployed to never play baseball again that could go and play for the Yankees over 10 games and get better slugging percentage than 115. I mean, that is how serious it is. It's not even funny. It's serious. He's fucking a terrible player. And he's got a shitty attitude to go along with it. At least IKF isn't a very good player, but he tries really hard and he wants to succeed. Right. You give those kind of people a break, but someone who's a complete obnoxious asshole, along with being terrible, that's why Yankee fans hate you, right? So, and it's Brian Cashman's idea of that being the idea to have running for left field just made no sense. If you just look at it objectively, it didn't make any sense. How can you explain that he brought in a left fielder in Joey Gallo the 2 trade deadlines ago, right? Had him start last year, right? Then that didn't work, so then he brought in Benintendi, Benny from the Bronx, right? Once again, as a replacement for Aaron Hicks, which Joey Gallo was meant to be, right? So he's had back-to-back replacements for Aaron Hicks, and somehow Brian Cashman tried to sell to us that Aaron Hicks is perfectly fine in left field to start the season 2 years on. That doesn't make any sense to me. If he wasn't good enough to be a starting left fielder last year because they had to go and make several moves to replace him mid-season, how is he good enough to start this season? So that's terrible. Alex, what?
He looks so upset.
I have a legitimate question for everybody, right? Without looking it up, can anyone guess Andrew Benintendi's batting average with the White Sox right now?
It's 280.
296.
Oh my God, it was 283 last week, so up to 296. So that was it doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make any sense, this construction. And if you look at our outfield today, you had Aaron Hicks playing center field. You had Franchi Cordero playing right. Neither player can play either position. Cordero cannot play defense. He needs to play the DH. And Aaron Hicks can't play at all.
Cordero dropped an easy fly. He didn't drop it. He just flat out missed an easy fly ball. And I was watching it because it was in the later innings and it led to a run. I'm like, that's kind of disgusting.
I know, it's a joke, man. I saw it. But then prior to Hicks playing center field today, it was IKF playing center field. And IKF takes really bad routes to the ball. Now, I know he made several dives, but that's just because he wasn't reading the actual ball correctly, right? I know it looks impressive. Oh, wow, what a diving catch. You can hear it. You can imagine it. But it's not actually reality. It's more like it was more like Clint Frazier, where you're diving to a ball because you didn't take the right route to it. That's the reality. He's not a center fielder. He played multiple times. He played the game that you guys went to. So this is our outfield alignment. It's a joke. And this is the reality. Our DH Stanton got hurt, which he's been hurt 50% of the time since 2018. They didn't have a backup to him. That's on Brian Cashman. Okay. Harrison Bader, who's been hurt his entire career, right? Love him, rooting for him, going to be a really good Yankee, but he's hurt a lot, right? Didn't have a backup to him either. So basically a DH and your starting center fielder get hurt has completely fucked the whole thing. That's really not a good. That's not really smart from Brian Cashman, because if any kind of smart GM would be like, okay, well, Harrison Bader does have an injury career, right? I traded for him when he was hurt. It would only make sense for me to have a good fourth outfielder that can play center field. Stanton's been hurt a lot since 2018. It would only make sense for me to have a very good lefty bat off the bench that could come in and spell at left field and right field and play a solid DH when asked with a little bit of pop. It doesn't cost a lot of money, and if he did that, this team would be fine. But he didn't. He let it just go, you know what? What if IKF Aaron Hicks and everybody just kind of see how it goes? That's his plan. And then his real plan was at the next trade deadline, that's when I'll make a move, which isn't smart. Again, that comes down to Brian Cashman, who isn't smart, because it then becomes that you're shopping desperate and you're shopping for a need. And guess what? Other organizations aren't stupid. They know when you're shopping desperate and shopping for a need. Hence, the prices are going to go sky high, like when we tried to get Brian Roberts. We tried to get Reynolds. Pittsburgh, right? And the cost was too high. Why? Because you're shopping desperate. You're shopping for a need. Your best chance to get these kind of guys are in the offseason, where you've got the whole offseason to make smart moves. But that's what I'm talking about. Brian Cashman isn't a smart general manager. Aaron Boone, I don't know how much you can blame him, because I think he's inheriting a bit of a really poorly constructed roster. Honestly, I don't think I've heard Pete say this multiple times, and I agree with him. Like, I would want Brian Cashman just to explain for 10 minutes to Hal Steinbrenner what his plan is with this roster. This roster doesn't make fucking sense. It just doesn't. And it doesn't take a baseball genius, a baseball savant, just to look at it going, I really don't know what the plan is for this roster, because it just doesn't make sense. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is there's two positives. I love Peraza. I actually think Peraza's more major league ready than Volpe, and Volpe is great too. I'm excited about the two of them. But you also have to remember that if we are going to rely on two rookies, there are going to be some bumps in the road. Okay, so with that in mind, you then combine that with a catching position that doesn't really provide any pop, and then third base doesn't provide any power from the third base spot. Center field doesn't provide any power from center field. Left field, we don't have a left fielder. You might as well just put no one there. And suddenly you're looking at 2/3 of this lineup that provide absolutely no pop. And you're relying basically on Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and then I guess DJ LeMahieu as your main bats. That's a tough sell if you're trying to win a division like that. Now, it's going to get better. We're going to get guys back healthy, and things will get better. And the fact that we've got a winning record despite all these problems, litany of problems, all self-imposed, is probably okay. But you can make just the same argument that Tampa Bay have won 19 of 22 games. They deserve credit for that, and the Yankees are miles off them right now. And that's a concern, because we're still only in April, and we're quite a distance behind them. So, Jacob, yeah, I like Volpe, man. I think Volpe's great. But I think what I'm talking about is, you have to have reasonable expectations for rookies, because they're going to go through slumps, and you kind of need a stronger middle of the order in order to take the pressure off him. But he's been fantastic. I'm excited about him, and I love Peraza. I think Peraza is someone to be really excited about if the Yankees actually trusted him. But that's where we're at. I don't quite know what the plan is with this Yankee team.
Completely agree. Alex brought up a great tweet.
Tweet says it all. Benny, injured hand after the 22 playoffs, doesn't get re-signed. Montas, well, he's probably going to be out for all the rest of the season. Trevino, they just announced he had a setback today. F. Ross, well, he's out all 2023. And Bader, well, guess what? We don't know. There's no. Apparently, he's supposed to come back in the next 2 weeks. We don't know. I mean, this is just. It's just become not a surprise anymore.
No.
It's a
It's
complete
all
joke.
waiver wire guys.
Yeah.
And again, he wanted fucking Crunchy Cordero to be the next Matt Carpenter. Didn't happen. Cordero has power, yeah, but he can't do anything else. I mean,
We should.
Calhoun
There's a
is not
reason
playing
why
on
he's
it.
been tossed around the league, and the Orioles, who probably needed him, since a player of his ilk, a power guy, to play off the bench, they released him after spring training, despite him having a very good spring training. So
Calhoun. I mean,
he's terrible. Willie Calhoun's terrible.
we're having our call-in show on Sunday, Willard. But thanks for popping in. Yeah, Calhoun does not play on another Major League Baseball team unless they're legitimately tanking. No, he's not a starter.
But one thing positive is we got one of the best ERAs in the American League. Our starting rotation has really been great, mostly because Garrett Cole's pitching like fucking god, and then Nestor Cortez, and that's why we are still relevant, because even if Garrett Cole and Cortez struggled a little bit, this team would be gone at this stage. With the fact that 9 of our last 12 games now, we've scored 3 runs or less.
It's just the same fucking story the last few years. Good pitching holds us up.
I'll tell you what, Alex is right. We lose in the same ways every year. It's like a repeating movie. But I also say the Yankees, I obviously wanted Reynolds in the offseason. I still do. For the people who say we don't need Reynolds, you're foolish. I'd like to also add the Yankees should have signed somebody like a Jurickson Profar, who wanted at least $9-10 million a year. I wouldn't have minded that price, but the Yankees didn't want to pay that for some reason. But we're okay with paying Aaron Hicks $10 million for the next 4 years.
And IKF, like $5 million to be a backup, like 5th outfielder.
We didn't have to tender him, by the way.
We didn't need to tender him.
Nope. And at least with Gary Sanchez, they tendered him, then they traded him. But I mean,
and it was a terrible trade because it fucked us. We might as well just release him.
Yeah, no, good point. And then let's see. And I get it. You could use the injuries excuse. None of us are, though. We're 4th in the division right now. Nobody's sitting here and saying that this division is like, oh, this, that, and the other thing or whatever.
It's wrapped up.
I mean, we're the best division in baseball by far.
Mm-hmm.
But just look how many games we've tossed out the window. We could be better than the Blue Jays. We certainly should be better than the fucking Orioles. I mean, the Rays are on a different level. But still, like right now, and I get it, yes, we are not healthy. We are only on April 24th. But sometimes you got to call out shit when you know it's the same shit that's been going on for the past how many years.
And the funny thing is, we were punting games when we were fully healthy. Now we're punting games when we're completely manifested with injury. And that's the thing, man. If you're punting games when you're fully healthy, you're going to really regret those L's that you took when you really needed to pack up the L's. Now in your situation when we got people that are hurt and you genuinely got 2/3 of your roster which can't play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, no, it was just a sign. Obviously anyone could sit there and overreact to the fact that we didn't lose a series up until the Blue Jays set. But it's like you saw the signs. They punted games. I think Jacob brought up like a couple of chats ago. This is like the 6th straight series where they've started out with a loss. I mean,
it's weird, but then on the other side of the coin is that they've only lost 1 series all year. So let's there's 2 ways you could look at it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, marathon show tonight. Jeff.
How do you lose? How do you not hit anything off of Manoah, who has a 6 ERA this season?
I was on a Jays podcast yesterday, and they were literally talking about how possibly he's out of shape, or possibly it's the pitch clock that's affecting him. And, they asked me my outsider thoughts. I'm like, look, based on what you guys did, it's not that hard to strike out the Yankees lineup, considering the fact that we have an inept offense. And I don't think you should be worried about Manoah. But I said, you guys, with Manoah's start, that was a stepping stone for him. And guess what? You just fueled up one of the better pitchers in the AL East now. Because maybe he goes on a tear after this. I mean,
and you're not wrong that the offense is inept, man, because we are 11th out of 15 in the American League in offense. But that's prior to this game. It's probably much worse now after this game.
What is our plan at the plate when we go up to hit? Does anybody know? Because there are times we take
hard.
There are too many times where we take pitches, we don't hit the right pitches.
Yep.
Like they'll be sitting dead red. Like it's an 0-1 pitch. Oh, I'll take this one right down the middle. Strike 2. Like, what's the approach? I don't get it. It's not the first time I've been questioning this. I've been questioning this for years.
But yeah, the backup players need to step up until we get our starters back. My question is, which backup players are you expecting to step up until we get our starters back? We've just listed them, man. Franchy Cordero. I mean,
these are all fruit store guys.
Yeah, I mean, Willie Calhoun, Aaron Hicks can't play. IKF isn't a good player either. Like, who are you expecting to suddenly step up as our backups? Because we don't have a bench right now. Higashioka, you look at his numbers, it's all 100s right across the board. He's your backup catcher who's going to play like once or twice a week. And like, you look at our lineup, most of our lineup is batting in the 100s.
Yeah, let's run through that actually. Hold on, I have it right here. Yeah, we like taking pitches and then striking out when it's necessary, Evan. Here we go, right? So this is based off today, right? So we got Volpe 194. We're going to excuse that. Judge 244. He's been slowing down of recent.
He's been terrible over the past week.
He hasn't been good. Anthony Rizzo 300 went 0 for 4. Gleyber Torres, who's been inconsistent, 257. DJ LeMahieu 299. That's very good, obviously. But here's where we get to the worst parts. Ready? Franchy Cordero 174. His pinch hitter IKF, which doesn't make any sense. Pinch hit for fucking Cordero IKF. What difference are you getting? 176. Oswaldo Cabrera 211. Jose Trevino 208 and Aaron Hicks 107. Let's look at the bench. I guess they're not going to show the bench, but I mean, it's regardless.
Either Lucas calling timeout or he's having an arm spasm.
I'm calling timeout. Do you guys know that the Oakland A's have more hits than the Yankees this year?
Oh, shit.
That's not possible.
That's scary, man. That's not right.
That's a lie.
That's not right.
Let me prove it. MLB team stats.
I'm looking right now with you. Let me see this.
Yahor, the Yankees have the third least hits in all of the MLB.
Wow.
All of the MLB?
Yes.
That's with a $300 million team, by the way.
That's that. Yeah. They're with the Tigers and the Royals in terms of hits.
Ew.
And also, like, I've got the bench numbers here. Higashioka 167 batting average, Aaron Hicks 125 batting average, Willie Calhoun 136 batting average. Somehow Willie Calhoun's got a better batting average than Aaron Hicks. Josh Donaldson 125. Fuck off, you fucking clown. And obviously, batting average doesn't necessarily get looked at anymore. So let's look at the slugging percentage. Willie Calhoun slugging 182. Aaron Hicks slugging 125. Higashioka slugging 360. Kiner Falefa 170. 170 as a slug. 125 as a slug. 182 as a slug. Horrible. Josh Donaldson just 300 slug. Their WAR. Willie Calhoun -4. Donaldson -1. Hicks -3. Higashioka -2. Falefa -1. Trevino -1. Ozzy, unfortunately, -1. This is what we're talking about, man. Like, half our roster are below average WAR.
Luca looks so disgusted.
Yeah, you look at those numbers, man. You can't just blame it.
No, I don't blame you though. They're like,
you can't just blame that on. I mean, you can't just blame that on April.
No, and again, you guys look at it. Another's like they came out stale and flat tonight as they didn't get a run till the 9th inning, which, by the way, they had bases loaded, nobody out, and just scoring one run from that.
John, that's their MO the last few days. Yesterday, Rizzo hits a home run. It's like 5-1. The day before that, you could even consider like they didn't score till the 8th inning with Volpe's home run, and I think the same was the day before that. So, no, they like garbage time. That's what they like. They like garbage time.
Well,
How about let's go with runners in scoring position. You ready for
no.
this?
Oh dear God!
ugly stats.
The Yankees rank 22nd with batting average and runners in scoring position.
What's the AL rank, if you can get that?
They are 6th worst.
Ugh.
That's depressing. Sad day in America.
It's so weird. What a weird team. And you know those names that we listed? That will cost $300 million, man. Like at least 4 of those dudes don't have a place on the major league roster, and somehow are part of a $300 million like payroll. You look at our starting rotation outside of Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez, Domingo Germán, Clark Schmidt, Johnny Brito. How many teams in the majors will they legitimately start for?
Ian Hamilton.
Ian Hamilton's horrible.
We don't have a closer right now.
No. 415 yard away from Clay Holmes.
Can I mention something that's even a little worse
Go ahead.
for you guys? So, I don't know if y'all been noticing, but the Pirates have been like the most shocking team in baseball. Are like 16-7. Now, I know their owner's like really cheap and whatnot, but wouldn't that like kind of incentivize them to like keep Brian Reynolds, especially if they're in a playoff run? So now like you lose an option because you don't strike last year with him or during the offseason. So
No,
it's like,
so what happened was, even if we were close to getting Brian Reynolds, what we could have done is we could have traded Ken Waldichuk and all that shit we traded for Frankie Montas with other players. We could have traded it for Brian Reynolds, but we didn't. We traded it for a fucking bum who can't pitch outside of Oakland. I mean,
he's not even healthy.
Facts are facts.
And he's
Yeah.
not even in the field.
And, you know, I'll give credit to Donald. He had more of an open mind than I did coming into the year about Frankie Montas. Well, I mean,
Yeah, that was a mistake.
oh my God. It's like half of this, like, was it $300 million is on the IL? Stanton,
Fucking Jesus.
Donaldson, Trevino, Bader, Loaizaga, fucking your fifth cousin. I mean, there's like such a fucking mess. Literally such.
How much are we paying Aaron Hicks? 10. How much are we paying IKF? 6?
Let's look up the salary table right now.
Is it 5 or 6?
So, legitimately, $16 million are being pissed against the wall without a role. Like, none of those guys actually have a role. And you could actually literally put that $16 million and you could get a very good Major League Baseball player for $16 million.
All right, hold on. We got to press the timeout button, all right? So, to respond to your question, Donald, IKF is making 6. Now, let's take a look at the first 4 figures on the IL. You guys ready for this, right? Giancarlo Stanton, $32 million. Carlos Rodon, $22 million. Josh Donaldson, $21 million. And not Frankie Montas, Severino, $15 million.
Oh, fuck. So that's well over $100 million.
Let's see, 32, 22, 21. Very close to 100. Very close to 100. And then you keep adding Montas, 7. Canely, 5. Bader, 5. Trevino, 4. Loaizaga, 2. And then 3 bums at the end of it.
And $16 million is just basically sitting there without a role.
You pissed it down the toilet.
Well, that's a lot of money to piss against the wall, man. It really is. And that's what it's like. It's so weird because, like, even if they align some of that money, like the Josh Donaldson, Aaron Hicks, and IKF money, that frees up, like $40 million off the top of my head. You couldn't get a whole better. You could get a closer, a left fielder, and a backup DH probably a fifth starter, all for that $40 million. And this team would be million times better. And even with those injuries, we wouldn't be worried about it because we actually have a team that could compete at major league level. So that's what I'm talking about, man. It's not necessarily the players that have been brought in. It's the decisions that have been made. And the $300 million, how they've utilized that $300 million, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Disgruntled is right. Y'all got more on the injury list than the A's will spend in about 6 years.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I see nothing wrong with that statement right there. Any more final thoughts on the Yankees? We can shift to awards if anyone is actually deserving of it.
Oh, yeah, there's no awards for me, man. You're not going to get any winning awards for me. No MVP for me.
All right. John, if you want to finish up with your Mets, and then we'll go to final thoughts and close it out.
Lovely. I'm glad to. So we just finished our out West Coast road trip on last night. Me and Luca did the final game. Thank you all for whoever tuned in. That was actually a pretty fun chat. But my thoughts from the road trip. First off, because I never got to bring it up on the Monday show, the Max Scherzer suspension is a fucking joke. It is an absolute crime that he got suspended. Bull fucking shit. Too much rosin my ass, okay? And here's why I say it's bullshit. Because number one, I want someone to tell me the number or the quantifiable amount of rosin used for a pitcher that's deemed illegal. Because baseball hasn't put it out there. There's no fucking stat that says it. There's nothing at all that says that what he did was too much. It's all because that asshole umpire, Phil Cuzzy, has his third ejection to a pitcher for sticky substance. So, fuck Phil Cuzzy and fuck Major League Baseball for that, because they're a bunch of scumbags and a half. Anywho, in terms of the Mets' performance overall, some of the positives I'll take away. First off, and I think has been the best player in the past week or maybe a little more, Brandon Nimmo has been on a tear in center field. He's looking to have an all-star. There's a reason why I wanted the Mets to re-sign him. And number one, not really talked about. He's the real fucking leader on the Mets. I don't know if you ever seen him in the press conference or the, anytime he speaks to the media. All he cares about is winning, and he does whatever it takes for the team. So that's why he's the heart of the fucking team. He now, in terms of overall game, he's been excellent defensively. He's made a few brilliant catches. His range and just the improvements he made over center field since he was a kid is great. And then now he's just putting all the hits together. He's at the top of the leaderboards of walks. I mean, this dude does it all for the New York Mets. Then you got Big Meat Pete Alonso, who's just cranking every fucking homer he can. He had another 2 in the Giants series, so kudos to him. Jeff McNeil starting to heat up too. Good to see him get some hits over the series. And I'm glad that Brett Beatty has basically taken over the third base for Mr. Easy Out Escobar, because at least Beatty's hitting like around, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but I think it's around 230 or 240 if I'm not mistaken. That's better than Mr. .93 or 100 from Easy Out Escobar. Good to see Francisco Alvarez hit his first homer of the season. The kid has not looked ready for the majors yet, but last night he took a pretty good reliever deep. So that made my heart warm. Now, for the negatives, I guess I should say, there's one individual who I am getting really pissed at on this team. And what a shock. I'm pissed at another player. But this Mets starting depth is not looking good right now, and it's very concerning. David Peterson, I have to wonder. The goal for you, Peterson, is to not give up so many runs. But every time you pitch, no matter if we're winning, no matter if we're losing, this motherfucker gives up runs galore. You get a run, and you get a run, and you get a home run, and you can have a run. Doesn't matter if it's the leadoff.
Can I have a run?
Sure, Alex, you could have a run. Doesn't matter the leadoff hitter. It doesn't matter if it's the best hitter. It doesn't matter if it's the worst hitter in the lineup. Anybody has a chance against David Peterson. You guys complain about your hitters so much. Please, if you face David Peterson, your hitters would fucking look like all-stars because that dude just leaves his fastball over the plate, his off-speed over the plate, the changeup over the plate. And it's sad because this dude literally, I'm rooting for him. I'm not rooting against the guy because obviously I want him to succeed. I want to be wrong. But every time he steps out there, bad start, bad start, bad start, bad start, bad start. Even the game I remember opening series against Miami, people were like, oh, he did so well. Nope. He gave up like 9 hits and escaped with 1 run. He was just awful. Just absolute awful. This past game over the Giants, what was it? It was 4 runs, another 4 runs in the first. I think he gave up another 6 or 7. I mean, dude, like, can you at least we have Scherzer suspended for bullfuckery. We have Verlander injured, who's thank God he's going to come back. We have Quintana injured. Senga's been okay. It's been shaky. Tyler Miguel sucked last night. Luca even said it. Miguel was a fucking joke last night. Just giving up hard hit ball after hard hit ball. But you know what's the most embarrassing part? And this is kind of a positive for the Mets. Joey Lucchesi, who hasn't pitched in about 2 years, threw a fucking gem on Friday. He's a left-handed pitcher. David Peterson, if you can't learn to pitch, guess what? You're replaceable, buddy. I don't care that you were a young kid coming up. If you can't fucking figure your shit out, then get the fuck off the team. Because you're obviously irrelevant. You have literally been the most irrelevant player on the Mets. And you've shown why you're not ready for you're not a good starter. You're definitely not a good reliever. So obviously, you're just dead weight. You know what I say to dead weight in my life? Goodbye. Adios. See you later. Sayonara. So I don't know if y'all watch David Peterson pitch at any time this season. You want to see an embarrassment of a pitcher? I suggest you watch him.
All right. Any final thoughts on your New York Mets?
Yes. I swear to God, if this bullpen starts imploding like Drew Smith did yesterday, I'm going to shoot them all in the kneecap. I'm not fucking kidding. Because they're actually, I don't want to get pissed. Again.
Anyway, start off with Donald, Luca, and Angry John for final thoughts.
Yeah, well, I think we've pretty much covered everything we could possibly cover. So that has been good. Anyone in the chat who hasn't hit the like button, please do so and share it out to everyone. We've got a busy schedule ahead. Looking forward to getting into the draft with everybody Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the whole thing. Be awesome. Anyway, let's go Yankees. Let's go Knicks. And thanks everyone for sticking with us.
Luca.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet. I am happy. I'm not happy that the Rangers decided to lose tonight. I'm happy that the Knicks are up 3-1 and have one more game to clinch. Fuck the Yankees. But it's good news that we're hearing now that the Aaron Rodgers deal could be a 2-year, 3-year commitment. So, guys, hit the subscribe button. Do all the good stuff.
Professor?
Well, ladies and gents, what have we learned today? I can never be truly happy because for every good thing that happens, something bad has to happen. The Jets get Aaron Rodgers. The Rangers lose their playoff game. The Knicks are up 3-1. The Mets have to give me nonsense to deal with. So, that again, thank you all in the chat for all you guys do. Your comments and questions are great. And some of you guys are really funny. I got to hold a laughter or smiling because of you guys. And especially yesterday, I thank you all for everyone who showed up to the first Mets live stream. Me and Luca are definitely going to do more just because that shit was funny too. So thanks again. Appreciate all the likes and comments.
Yeah, so keep on the lookout for updates. As of tomorrow night, we'll be having a Big Dash and Entertainer on for a Giants draft preview. Wednesday, still a little unsure about things, so we're going to have a live stream either way for you guys. Thursday through Saturday is the draft. Sunday is the call-in show. From then on, just keep it here with the content, guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you later. And one more thing. Save the turtles.